This is the Andy Citron Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power.
It's not just two of the best teams in our area tonight on Friday Night Rivals. It's two of the best teams in the state. As you can see, the huge 7A matchup here tonight. McGill-Toolen 6-0, ranked number 2, hosting the Theodore Bobcats, who are also unbeaten and ranked number 6 in 7A in a matchup of the last two Region 1 champions down here in 7A along the Gulf Coast. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, as always. My broadcast partners, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett, for Week 8 of the high school football season. And it is a huge tilt here tonight, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, time goes by quick when you're having fun. We've had a lot of fun this year. We haven't really seen these teams except one time each squad. The UTV 44 Friday Night Rivals crew's gotten around, but when we saw both these teams, we like what we saw, especially on defense.
Yeah, and the one thing we liked offensively in Week 1, we saw this McGill team, was the young quarterback in Spencer Arsenault. He's just a junior. He got pushed into duty with an injury last year. We liked him in Week 1. His coaches have liked him all year.
Yeah, this guy, 14 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He's taking care of the ball. And with a defense like they've got, that's really what you need out of the quarterback position. This defense has been so stingy. Spencer Arsenault doesn't have to be Tua. Right. He just needs to be Spencer. And he makes good decisions. Matter of fact, in this offense, he makes a lot of the decisions on the field as far as what play they're going to do and protection and all that. So, heady kid, they trust him a lot. They ask him to do a lot, but not too much because he's got weapons around him and a great defense.
We saw this Theodore defense that a lot of people are talking about as well a few weeks back take on Fairhope, and they really throttled the Pirates that night offensively, really shut them down. They've only given up 10 points in their last 4 weeks, Vic Lockett, and it does help when you have a blue chipper on that side of the football. Am I right?
That's right. DeMoy Kennedy, he's 6'3", 200 pounds, and he's everything that's been put out there about him. I mean, he makes the tackle, he runs the field very well, and not only is he going to play a little defense, he's going to be on the offense just a bit tonight because Coach Collier's smart. When you have a great talent, maximize it in high school. All it takes is one to make a difference, and believe me, this guy's a difference maker. He already committed to Alabama. There's the interception that we saw where he took it back to the house. I think it was the only touchdown in that game, and he scored it on the takeaway on defense. Just a fantastic kid. The accolades continue to pile up for him. I mean, he's going to play in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. He's going to play in the Under Armour All-Star game December and January. So he's going to be playing football for a while and on Saturdays.
Yeah, we saw him last week. He carried the ball twice against Murphy. 2 touches, 2 touchdowns, 90 yards on the ground. I think we'll see more of that tonight. So as we get ready to kick this one off, winner of this one tonight in the driver's seat to win the region championship. And we're here at the Lip for Andy Citron's Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power. Bobcats and Yellow Jackets on the field here. Big 7A matchup. Number 2 taking on number 6. Both unbeaten in our Friday Night Rivals game. And let's check in with the 4th member of our broadcast crew, Amanda Booz, down on the sideline. Good evening, Amanda. All right, we'll come back to Amanda after the kickoff. McGill will receive to start the ball game here tonight. Jordan Mosley, Kendall White will be back deep. Jadius Curry ready to kick for the Bobcats. 6-0, 5-0 in the region, coming off a 32-7 win last week over Murphy. Now let's go down and check in with Amanda.
Hey, Jim, good evening. Already in Week 8 of Friday Night Rivals with the high school football teams. It's a pretty exciting game tonight. It's going to be a battle of the defenses. Why? Because both defenses are stingy. Let's take McGill-Toolen, for example. They have not let their opponent score 12 points against them. And then the Theodore Bobcats hasn't let a team score 10 points against them. So you know what, Jim? It's going to be a pretty intense game tonight.
Yeah, we think defense and now special teams could play a big in this one, as up the far sidelines and ready to go is C.J. Evans. A good start for McGill and good field position out near midfield. And this McGill offense coming in, 37 points a game. They've outscored opponents 226-44. Amanda talked about the defense they've been playing here as of late.
If you're going to play against a stingy defense, it's not a bad idea to start at midfield.
Ernest Hill, you see the numbers he's put up here, 28-4. Of course, this game last year, Theodore with the win snapped the 30-game region winning streak for the Yellow Jackets, and that propelled Theodore. I'm going to get a penalty before the snap here.
Holding against the white team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Metro by T-Mobile flag on that one. So I guess it was on the defensive holding on the kick, and they just came up with the announcement with Joey Pilgrim, our referee. So Spencer Arsenault, 14 touchdowns, as Dan said when he highlighted him. In the pregame, pressure coming out. He steps out of it, fires up the far sideline. He's got that one complete up to the 46-yard line. And good start for McGill. Their offensive line coming well together is what Coach Hill told us in the pregame show. Mayhall, Grimes, Boswell, Belcher, and Reeves. They've been improving all year long there, and they've got some speed on the outside and in the backfield as well. Dallas Daffin, big wide receiver. Byron Millsap, another big wide receiver, 6 foot 210. Mosley and White, both speedy. Evans in the backfield. He'll take the handoff here and dive ahead to the 35-yard line. CJ Evans, 70 carries on the year, 7 touchdowns. And this Theodore defense, last 4 games, as we just mentioned, 2 shutouts. They've only given up 10 points. McCants with 3 sacks up front. Palmar and Farr, Timms, Malone, Sheldon Russ, and DeMoy Kennedy. And in the backfield, they've got speed with Marion and Richardson in that defensive secondary. Brown and Pines there. 3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets, with Daffin out to the far side. And now just back in the lineup, Braylon McReynolds, the young sophomore who's been out the last several weeks, comes back in, and he picks up the first down there. And offensive coordinator Matt Scott was really singing this young man's praises on the field, Dan.
Yeah, he's low to the ground, and when you think you've got him down, maybe you don't have him down yet. He's just a sophomore, but he really is a lightning in the bottle sort of player, and more powerful than you think. He weighs about 170, but
he brings all of it, huh?
Yeah, he brings every ounce.
He comes in and spells Evans when they need it, and so empty backfield. Now they'll have Evans shift back in there next to the junior Arsenault, and Evans kind of gets down low and takes a big pop as he carries ahead for 4. And Reggie Malone, the leading tackler for this Theodore defense, makes his 51st tackle of the year. Met that young man before the Fairhope game. He was a guest on our pregame show.
Yeah, great guest too.
Coach Collier speaks high of him, said he knows what they're doing, how they're doing it, and where it came from almost.
Yeah. And Coach Collier coached his father back in the day down the bayou.
Nice.
5 wide receivers on 2nd and 6. Arsenault. Nope. It's a direct snap as Dallas Daffin comes in, runs a little wildcat there, and he'll carry the head off the left side for maybe 4 more.
Well, I got a little heads up from his mother that he was going to play a little bit quarterback tonight. So there it is. They're just going to snap it to him and let him get all he can. He's a very good athlete, smart young man. Got an offer from Dartmouth already. So
wow.
That speaks volumes right there.
Sure does. Life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 4 here for the Yellow Jackets. And they'll stay with the senior Dallas Daffin at quarterback. Evans comes over to join him in the backfield. Daffin looking to pass, fires, and that one's high as he was looking over on the far side and was trying to come across to Jordan Mosley, the junior, who's got 3 catches on the year.
Had him there open just for a second, just a little too high.
On the slant, Mosley's a pretty big guy with great speed. It just was a little high where they probably could have converted the first down.
It looked like Coach is going to put his field goal team out there. Looks like he's going to keep the offense out there. They got plenty of time.
He's going to take a timeout as
he's going to think about it, huh?
Yeah, Coach Scott, the offensive coordinator, down there next to Ernest Hill. And Arsenault is out there in the huddle, so not an injury. But they just stayed with Dallas Daffin there and made the throw on 3rd down. So we'll see what Coach Matt Scott the offensive coordinator Matt Scott dials up here on 4th and a long 4 for the Yellow Jackets. Full slate of high school football games tonight and last night. How about St. Luke's and Fruitdale? 66-52. Vic Lockett, that was not a defensive tussle.
No, that was not. And that's not where you want to play a football game. That was just a track meet.
Williamson with the win last night, and Coach Chris Raymond back at LaFleur, getting his first win there with a shutout over Wilcox Central. Foley and Fairhope, Baker and Bryan tonight. Davidson and Murphy, both teams desperately need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And how about the big one up I-65 tonight? St. Paul's and number 1 Saraland doing battle in a big 6A region matchup. Blunt beat Gulf Shores 39-0 last night. Spanish Fort and Baldwin County. Maybe a storyline or two in that game tonight. Robertsdale and Daphne, Viger and Faith Academy. That should be a good one. The Rams undefeated. Citronelle and Jackson, Monroe County and UMS Wright, Andalusia and Escambia County. Also tonight, all these games brought to you by Barrow Fine Furniture. And here we go on 4th and 4. And now they bring Arsenault back in at quarterback. Evans comes in motion. Arsenault rolls to his right, looks, fires that one off, and he's got to complete inside the 10. First and goal, Yellow Jackets is a big completion there coming up with the reception.
I'll tell you what I like, Vic, is that one concern they have against this Theodore defense is protecting Arsenault, so they put him on the run, and it's pretty simple pattern. That way he's got 2 targets and at 2 different levels, and just let him make the call.
Yeah, at first I thought he was running himself in the parable. Yeah, I guess that was the play call, and he completed it for a big early 3rd down, 4th down.
Pick up 16, Jordan Drake, his 7th catch of the year. As the senior gets him first and goal from the 8, and they go back to Daffin at quarterback here. Daffin hands it off. Evans with great penetration. Nowhere to go is Jaden McCants, the senior. His 10th tackle for a loss on the year, and he comes off the edge and comes up with a big stuff there on first and goal.
It's a replay of the Fairhope game that we saw this defense dominate, and here they come again. They like to pressure you and bring people, get across the line of scrimmage and create havoc, and they did it right there.
McCants, a senior. Now they'll bring the sophomore Braylon McReynolds back in the backfield, and Arsenault returns at quarterback. Lost 3. First down, and now Arsenault, so he goes up to a check. Play clock down to 1. They're shifting. Will they get it off? And nope. And I think Ernest Hill's going to take his 2nd timeout on this drive here in the first 4 minutes and 5 seconds of the game.
Well, I guess he's concerned about points being a premium reason he's taking the timeout.
Well, I think he was worried it was going to be a delay. I think he was going to get a delay or an illegal shift.
Yeah, he was going to get a delay, but sometimes you kind of let that go, being the down and distance. But if you back up against Theodore, you just may not get that back, right?
Yeah, and especially after the 3-yard loss.
If you want to reach out to us in the booth, you can email us, heyguys@utv44.com. We know we got lots of folks watching this one here tonight. Thanks to Crane Works for helping you get your questions to us, or lucky enough to have the cell phone number of Vic Lockett or Dan Brennan. Send a text up here directly to the booth, or reach out to us on Twitter, if you will. You will not get Vic Lockett on Twitter.
No. And if you get Dan's phone, he'll just get his agent to get him a new one.
I'm a man of the people, Vic.
That's it. Very approachable celebrity. Very approachable. 2nd and 11 here. 2nd and goal from the 11. Opening drive of this one, and it's been a methodical drive. No real big chunks except for that 4th and 4 where they picked up 15. They had good field position after the penalty on the kickoff, and Arsenault, Braylon, and Evans. Braylon McReynolds and C.J. Evans in the backfield with Spencer Arsenault. Daffin split out to the bottom of the screen. Arsenault gives it off to Evans, try to cut back in the middle, and that was plugged up there.
That's good defense there. I mean, yeah, he thought the cutback was going to be there, Dan, but no, those Theodore defenders were staying home, slow playing the play, being where they're supposed to be. Good technique, good defense there.
Willie Palmore able to plug the gap there, and
got a flag, Jim.
Got a flag against Metro by T-Mobile flag. Switch to Metro by T-Mobile now and take advantage of the best deal in wireless only at Metro. See store for details and terms and conditions. You don't have to read the fine print. They'll tell you all about it right there. Let's find out from Joey Pilgrim what happened there.
Illegal formation by the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Very uncharacteristic of a Ernest Hill team to get the penalty there like that. formation-wise. We're used to seeing McGill being very, very disciplined, being where they're supposed to be, and lining up correctly.
Second and goal from the 16. Daffin wants to keep it, trying to get to the outside, looking for a block. He got one, and he's back to about the original line of scrimmage, but a late flag comes in. That's going to be a hold, it looks like. So they spread it out, and Daffin, we did not see this in week 1.
No, we did not, and they weren't playing Theodore in week 1. This defense, they present you with a lot of problems, Jim, and I think I like what McGill's attempting to do. They've got some skill guys, so they're just trying to get their skill guys involved, hoping somebody can make one big play.
Yeah, and this is a tough Theodore defense to go east and west.
Ooh.
Against the offense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
Wow.
Well, that's kind of a hustle play. I don't know if I'd be so upset with that. So guy going hard and maybe caught him at a bad angle.
Well, what it does to this drive is pretty bad.
Oh, it certainly does.
Yeah, so this is going to, from the end of the play, second and goal from the 24-yard line. And they stay with Daffin at quarterback, and Evans comes back in there. Evans has some room on the right side, got a block from Dallas Daffin, and now Evans on his feet down inside the 5 to about the 3. Pickup of 21, so that helps on second and goal from the 24. Watch the block here by Dallas Daffin.
Yeah, and it was
boom.
Good block.
Kennedy.
Yeah, aggression by Theodore. They had penetration, they just missed the tackle. And that allowed Evans to cut it back.
Yeah, and I think that element of Dallas Daffin being at the quarterback is almost just a wildcat because he can truly run and make you miss. So they've got the defense with that on their mind as well.
Now they bring in a jumbo package, and they bring Arsenault back at quarterback. It's third and goal from the 5. Evans on the right side and stuffed again. Nothing doing over there is Sheldon Russ, the junior linebacker, the third leading tackler on this Bobcat team.
May I propose maybe this was that let you know right there that it's 2-down territory. That if you're going to run it with power on third down from where, the 5-yard line?
Yep.
Maybe they're just trying to set it up and give themselves one more chance, and that's looks like what they're going to do. Line up and go for it.
Fourth and goal from the 4. They give it to Evans up the middle. Defense. McGill goes 5 minutes and 40 seconds. They started that drive inside the 50, but they cannot punch it in. And first and goal and a couple of penalties, but that defense for Theodore comes up with a big stop again here, going right up the middle.
Wow, look at that defense from Theodore.
That may set the tone of the entire game.
I mean, you know what? And I look at it the other way. There's some people disgruntled here, McGill fans, Jim, right in front of us, like, wow, no imagination, running it up the middle twice. To me, they've got Theodore pinned back. Let's see if that doesn't pay dividends here real quick.
Scoreless here, 2 undefeated rivals in 7A. Number 2 and number 6 in the state battling here on Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Andy Citron Injury Attorneys and presented by Alabama Power. We have got a big crowd here tonight on both sides of the stadium here at the Lip.
And the end zone.
It full down there as well as now the Theodore offense takes over after the defense stops McGill at 4th and goal from the 4. Gavin Moore with the give, and maybe a yard on first down for this Bobcat offense. They won the region last year when they beat McGill. First time since 2000. Eric Collier, 7th year at Theodore, brought them that region championship. They're ranked number 6 in the state right now. And he's an old defensive guy, and he loves to just play smash mouth football, run the ball, control the clock and the game. Snap low, falling out at Des Moines. Kennedy able to pick it up, and now rolling up the near side to the 30. Will they catch him? Kennedy, 30, 20, 95 yards, 3 carries, 3 touchdowns, 185 yards on the year.
Yeah, and the fumble played a role in the touchdown, Vic.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't panic. He says, hey, I dropped the ball. I'll collect it, and I'll see you guys in the end zone.
How about that? 3 touches, 185 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns. He's run a touchdown Reuben Foster. It's like we talked about.
Yes,
Just like Reuben Foster
absolutely.
carrying the football that we saw here in a playoff game for Auburn several years ago.
Yeah, and we said, man, he might be the best running back in the state. And he was a linebacker. And
He was the best linebacker in the state.
yeah.
One play, and the PAT's no good. That one was not. Darryl Farish pushed that one wide right. And it's funny, Coach Collier was talking. All right, we'll pick that up when we come back after the break. But, boy, no panic in this blue chipper. 95 yards, and the Bobcats on top halfway through the first here on Friday Night Rivals. Wow.
Yeah.
Boyd Kennedy. What a run. 95 yards there again. He's a starting linebacker. They brought him in last week against Murphy. He touched it twice.
Jim, not only is he the starting linebacker, he's the best linebacker probably in the state.
Right. #1 recruit. Playing, as you said, Under Armour All-Star game, Alabama, Mississippi All-Star game. And I think the poise is, so he's run the ball now 3 times this year. The poise on the low snap, he drops it. And then, but no panic, nothing, just
magic stuff.
If you're that good and you know you're that good and you've been that good all your life, why would you panic?
Sure. Yeah. Well, you know, Collier said he's played offense most of his years there, and they just moved into defense.
Farish with a low kick. Dallas Daffin takes it on the far side for the Yellow Jackets, and he's going to be stopped. No, he's not. He spins out of the pile, and now he'll be stopped at the 35. A good hustle there to get 5 more yards on that one before Jameel Richardson brings him down for the Bobcats. So here we've talked about why this game is so big. You see Theodore and McGill right at the top, both unbeaten. Then you have Fairhope, Baker, Murphy all battling for spots, and then the rest of the way down here. And McGill, we'll look at their schedule later on. They beat Foley last week, and this Theodore team, they've got Davidson and Mary G, so you like their chances to win both of those games after tonight. And now up the far side, and maybe close to a first down with the quick catches. They
let me break it
head out
down
and
for
get
you.
Kendall White his first touch tonight.
Kendall White, good young player too. A lot of good players on McGill. A lot of good players on Theodore. But then Theodore has him. And him is number 32, and he's
better than everybody. On both sides of the ball right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to a thought that Eric Collier told us about. Is it 2nd and short here for the Yellow Jackets? Maybe not much there, but it's going to be enough for a first down. Coach Collier said earlier in his coaching career, he wouldn't take those special athletes. Now, you don't always have this special athlete, but the best player said, I wouldn't move them from defense to offense. I just kind of kept everything. He said, but as I've gotten older and a little more maybe salt and pepper in my hair, he said, I just realized you get a special player. You got to get your best athletes out there whatever you can.
You're better. I mean, it takes one guy to make a huge impact, almost like basketball on this level.
And you see Kennedy getting a breather over on the sideline. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Arsenal pressure. Dropped at the 41-yard line, and even on the sidelines, they still, with Kennedy on the sidelines, they still get the pressure as Jaden McCants, his 4th sack of the season and 2nd big play behind the line of scrimmage tonight, Vic Lockett.
He got off so quick, I thought he was offsides, but apparently not. He is just causing havoc, and tackles for loss are great, and this guy seems to specialize in it.
He got around Charles Mayhall, who's 6'4", 300 pounds.
Yeah, but not quick enough to handle that guy. And you also had Reggie Malone meeting him at the quarterback, coming on a blitz from Mike linebacker, and that was trouble for Arsenault from the start.
They lose 6 on first down. They're behind the sticks here. Evans. And he's hemmed up at the line of scrimmage and got maybe 1 there. And you can see Coach Scott said, tough to go east and west. He said, we've got speedy guys on the outside, but so does this Theodore defense.
Well, one of the things they were hoping they could do was control the middle of the line a little bit and maybe have some success running really between the tackles. You may think that's crazy with McGill's speed, but Theodore's got speed as well. And there's just no easy way to go against this defense. They were hoping to soften the middle of that Theodore defensive line, and they may still try.
3rd and 15, and Kennedy is back out there. Here Arsenault rolling out, pressure coming, gets some help, dumps it to the near side, and unable to hold onto that one was Jordan Drake, who had the catch early, and not sure if he would have had much to work with there in front of him anyway, but you could kind of see 3rd and 15 playing it a little safe there. Say, hey, let's see if we can punt this and pin him back down, because with points at a premium, you don't want to risk a turnover here.
Yeah, and he may have heard the more Kenny footsteps there, because I thought he was looking downfield trying to complete something, but, you know, he just went to his outlet there, you know, the safety net, and he just didn't make the play right there.
Yeah, Tyree Farr with another pressure.
Well, Kennedy was coming, too, on that play.
We're going to say that a lot tonight.
He looks like he's coming hard, but that's just cruising speed for him.
Christian Muntz on the punt. Good kick. Sends it all the way back. Christian Porter with it for the Bobcats. And Porter got a block up the right side, and he'll be shoved out of bounds. The Theodore bench wants a flag at the end of that play. Don't think they got it, but good field position for the Bobcats here at their own 39-yard line. So because it was one play and 95 yards, we didn't get a chance to talk much about it. I guess 2 plays. They got stopped on first down. Dennis, Kyles, Payne, Peyton, and Ford up front for the Bobcats. Porter on the outside. Bo, Flanagan, tight end, fullback. Rogers, the sophomore running back, who's had a big season so far with 116 carries, and he has been the workhorse. And he'll take it this time, and he goes up the middle for 5. Rogers, again, just a sophomore. He's closing in on 700 yards on the year, 7 touchdowns, and he was really the bell cow in that Fairhope game. Defensively for McGill, so stingy. Watkins, Richardson, and Young, and the linebackers Huff, and they get a big boost this week as Ashir Hogue comes back. Keaton, their leading tackler, and George Birch at linebacker. Turner, Mosley, Mitchell, and Corian Wilson in that secondary. End around, trying to turn the corner, nothing doing. Now going all the way back the far side. Going to be brought down for a loss back at the 41-yard line. Is good pursuit by.
That's that discipline of a McGill-Toolen defense. I mean, you try to get outside. Look at there. There's 2 of them that are running back inside. Then you try to go backside. There's a guy waiting on him there, and 3 more coming to assist.
Yeah, and also the quarterback, because the way things are being called now, he did not throw that
wisely.
block. Yeah.
Yep. You can see
wisely
him
did that.
Pull up there. So a loss of 2. And now Gavin Moore, senior quarterback, going to keep it on the right side, and there's nothing to do. A little miscommunication maybe there in the backfield. And
yeah, I think that was snapped before he was ready, and I think he was still trying to communicate the play in.
So that's going to bring, after the 5-yard pickup on first down, back-to-back negative plays. Yeah, he was nowhere near ready for that one and just had to try to get ahead to make something happen. And Jacob Huff in on the tackle, his 5th tackle for a loss on the season. He was our guest on the pregame show, and boy, the coaches just love that young man.
Yeah, watch him play and you'll see why.
Big part of their success in their state championship baseball team.
Yes, that too. Knows how to win. Tough outside linebacker, as they say, sets the edge, doesn't let things get around him.
Theodore's going to have to take a timeout here as the play clock was down under 10, and they were kind of scrambling a bit as Randall was on to
Timeout.
punt.
Theodore.
Give us a chance to
First time out of the half.
tell you about Andy Citron. He and his team of injury attorneys bring you Friday Night Rivals every week here on UTV 44. We're so glad he's back for another season with us.
I'll be right back. I saw they had 32 out there on the punt team. It kind of made me a little concerned. They may be doing something a little bit tricky, but no, Vic, sometimes you like to have a fast guy on the punt coverage team.
Is it almost as though you notice when 32's on the field?
Who doesn't? I mean, and I bet these McGill-Toolen coaches are certainly noticing when he's out there.
Demoy Kennedy.
You better be aware of where he is every down.
Top linebacking recruit in Alabama, and just ran it 95 yards on offense.
Yeah, imagine where Theodore would be without that 95-yard run out of that special player. They'd be thinking, okay, we don't have any offense so far.
Gary and
exactly.
Betts back deep. Chandler Randall, and not a good punt because it was partially blocked, and then picked up at the 50, and then not sure what to do with it and falling back. He wasn't sure if that one could be advanced or not, but the biggest thing was he held on to it, and that was
good small
Jarvis.
play just to hang on to it, Jarvis.
Yeah. Jarvis Davis doesn't come back, doesn't get a lot of those punts coming his way. He's usually more of an up man, but the pressure comes in, and they get a hand on the punt. Let's see who gets a hand on that. That's the 6th block kick on the year while laying out.
Good effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, laying out for that one, Christopher Davis, defensive end for this McGill-Toolen team. Look at that crowd here tonight. Steve Savarese, I just want to say, look at the crowd here tonight, and it's live on TV. This is what it would be like during a playoff game, too. We'd be live, fun. And we'd have a huge crowd here. But
that'd be fun.
No, we're going to make a tape delay like it's 1977, and we got to get the Charlie's Angels show broadcast.
Not even that.
Big boy ball tonight.
Just in the truck, they said, don't be angry. Did you tell him my voice? Did that get out? Did that inflection slip out? C.J. Evans.
I think you were pretty calm, Jim. I've seen you be worse.
You've read some of the
text. About that point.
You've read some of the text about that as we're coming into half a minute to go. But just what a huge crowd. That we were looking at the McGill side. You look at the other side, Theodore. They rolled up here, and I'll tell you about walking in.
Yeah, you got to paint that picture for everybody. Really cool.
2nd and 7 with Arsenault. Again, just a junior quarterback, 14 touchdowns on the year, 2 interceptions. Give it off to Evans, and they stretch it wide, and Evans has a first down as he is up to the 41-yard line. Evans picks up 15 there on 2nd down, and we'll see if the Yellow Jackets snap another one or just let this clock run out here. You could see the vision of Evans there to deliver the big hit. As Jamarius Brown is a big safety, 6'1", about 180.
That's big. Well, Sheldon Rush with a great penetration almost makes the stop in the backfield, but
Dallas, they're not going to snap it. As Matt Scott is pointing to Dallas staff and the clock and saying, hey, just let it run out, and we'll walk about 20 yards back the other way, flip the field, and come back for quarter number 2. And this one has lived up to our hype. No doubt about it. 2 great defenses. It's been one big play.
We got a tussle, Jim.
We definitely have a tussle. 6-0. McGill-Toolen trailing Theodore here on their home field. Numbers 2 and 6 battling in 7A tonight on Friday Night Rivals. We're through one here at the Lip. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz on the sideline. David Sharp, our statistician in the booth. Jared Kihas and his entire Friday Night Rivals crew here for this big 7A matchup. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Dallas Staffen back at quarterback, and now he walks up. Looks like he might have made a little check there. Play clock going down to 5, but it looks like he wants to throw it far side and incomplete. And let's go check in on the sideline. Amanda's down there. What you got, Amanda?
Hey, Jim, yeah, I know you guys are talking about that 95-yard run with Demoy Kennedy. You know, he's already got 53 tackles and 2 interceptions in his career, and what's so great about him is that his athleticism really shines, and he shows that he's really a multifaceted player. He not only does this, but he also can play quarterback, which I think is pretty cool. Jim?
Yeah, it's something cool I'd like to see tonight as well. I would like to see him sling the ball around there.
Jim loves the fireworks.
He was essentially a quarterback when he ran 95 yards.
Yeah, he was Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat.
2nd and 10. Penetration again by this Bobcat.
Yeah, they're just pushing McGill back. They're just getting penetration. They're winning the blocks, and McGill, that McCants has been something on that side of the field.
Look what we saw in that first quarter. Evans, 45 yards on 9 rushes, and see Kennedy, we've talked so much about that 95-yard run, and then the PAT was missed. We were talking about how big this game is here, and I parked in the visitors parking lot, was coming in through the Theodore crowd when I got here tonight, and footballs, they had the parents were grilling. It was a full-on Bobcat tailgate going on.
The visiting team.
Yeah, it was really, really great. Of course, this is a great venue to do that. It was great to see. Arsenault with pressure, rolls out to his left, fires too hot, incomplete as he was trying again to get that one off, and Sheldon Russ pressure from the start and forced Arsenault out of the pocket.
Yeah, he had a receiver, Jim, but he's got Russ coming right at him, and that's just going to affect the quarterback. It's that simple.
Yeah, caused him to get out of that pocket and way earlier than he wanted to, and he was just doing it to escape the pocket that time. I know it wasn't a play call to roll out to the left this time.
And you see the accuracy suffers so many quarterbacks when they're rolling out like that and trying to throw across their body.
He had a guy, but the pressure.
Muntz with the rugby-style point down, kicks that one off. Porter takes it for the Bobcat, and Porter with some speed across the 30. And Porter pushed out of bounds to Christian Porter. Well, you can see when he gets wound up and ready to go here. Of course, this Theodore team beat McGill last year, so they're trying to beat McGill for back-to-back teams. Since 2014, only 2 teams have beaten McGill in back-to-back seasons. Think about that. Theodore tried to do that to the Yellow Jackets.
Does that have anything to do with the cannon?
Good guess, Vic Lockett, but okay. I'm going to tell you in the fourth quarter how
good a guess
it was. Quarter, now losing the helmet. One of the Theodore players, as again we see the sophomore Kirsten Rogers. Rogers averaging 6 yards a carry on the year, and he's another big back and just a sophomore.
Yeah, he's nothing to sneeze at. He got 200 yards in the first game of the year and played very well in the game we saw against Fairhope.
Did they call illegal participation?
No, procedure penalty against the Bobcats. That'll be a 5-yard walk-off. Prior to the snap, so it'll be 1st and 15.
Make a substitution and get a play in.
Got a little tip for if you're trying to figure out where the play is going. We'll talk about this right after the snap.
Might it involve number 43?
It would definitely involve my man, number 43.
1st and 15. They go right back to Rogers, and Gill in there to quickly thwart that.
Number 43, Billy Flanagan. I'm sorry, Jim.
Good. Yep.
Our pregame show, number 43, he is an H-back tight end. Call him whatever you want him, but basically they're not hiding much. Flanagan, not that big, but man, he is tough, and where he goes, he's usually one of the lead blocks.
2nd and 15, a hard count, and they'll draw McGill off, so they'll get 5.
Man, I tell you,
back.
Coach Hill's about to come out of his skin. He knows this is uncharacteristic of his football team.
Encroachment by the defense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Metro by T-Mobile flag there gives them 5 back, and it was right across from Billy Flanagan.
Yes,
where
it
the
was.
jump was.
Exactly. So they're aware that Flanagan kind of is a key. Where he goes, probably the play's coming. They're trying to get a jump because there Flanagan is. And Billy Flanagan helps his team gets 5 yards just by sitting there.
Rogers, right side drops the shoulder, and he'll get 4. And Flanagan, as you said, 5'10", 190 as senior, but Coach Collier said, these are the kids we build our program around. Loves Theodore football. All he's wanted to do is play football at Theodore High School. Grew up there. They build the program around those kids.
And you can also play with the roster sizes a little bit. Sure. I don't think Billy's that big, but Billy's that tough. Billy's that good too. He also likes to carry it every now and then. Let's see if he gets a chance later on in the game.
Great to meet him on the pregame show. Porter comes in motion out of the bottom of the screen. Moore steps up. He's going to pull it down, trying to get to the edge, and he slides down, and he's going to have the 1st down. He's rushed it for 123 yards coming into tonight, and he knew right where the sticks were and then made the business decision, right, Vic Lockett?
Absolutely. And these quarterbacks know, and they've been watching television. The guys on Sunday starting to slide. Almost could have gotten there for a late hit, but no harm, no foul, no flag. I'm good with that.
But that, Jim, that was Theodore's first down.
Yep. Yet they lead 6-0.
And had a 95-yard run.
Moore, who's completing 65% of his passes, pitches this one again to Rogers, and as you so customarily see, about 5 Yellow Jackets in on the tackle. This is always a team that is, everybody flows to the ball. And
they're where they're supposed to be. First of all, they get lined up. They don't jump off sides like we saw. That was totally uncharacteristic. And they all run to the football. That man right there, he told me, if you're not going to do that, you're just not going to play.
Yeah, Jordan Huff had the ball kind of come to him. He, again, was one of our pregame guests. And also McGill, on that particular first down, really was crowding the line and challenging Theodore to try to do something over the top.
Well, they bring in the extra defensive back here, which is three up on the line. And spinning is Rogers. And a sheer hope there on the stop. And he's been out the last several weeks and really a big leader on the defense. And Ernest Hill was talking about it, telling him, you got to stay calm down today. I know you're so excited to get out there and play. Third and 5 coming up for the Bobcats.
I think Coach Collier decides to take a timeout.
Yep, he wants to look this one over. Third down here with 7.5 to go in the second.
Make sure they've got the right personnel and make certain they got the right play call, because if they can convert this third down, Dan, I mean, they are in better shape going into the half.
Yeah, they could maybe squeeze more of that clock going into halftime.
Yep. Keep that explosive offense off the field.
Rest of the local games going on tonight: Hillcrest, Evergreen, and Clark County. Mobile Christian and Flomaton, Thomasville, who's had a bit of a tough go of it here lately. Bayside Academy. Coach Phil Lazenby doing a great job in the past several weeks here. St. Michael and McIntosh. Leroy and Cottage Hill. That is going to be a tight, it's a toss-up game up there. It's going to be evenly matched squads. Chickasaw and J.U. Blackshear. Southern Choctaw and R.C. Hatch. Washington County and Choctaw County tonight. Sweetwater and Marengo. J.F. Shields at home. Patricia and Escambia County on the road taking on Hooper Academy. We did a Hooper game about 109 years ago, Dan Brennan.
A while back.
Jackson Academy and Crenshaw Christian tonight. Barrel Fine Furniture bringing us our other local games each and every week here on UTV 44. So these teams, we talked about how great their defense is, and we've lived up to it so far. 6-0, 7.5 to go in the second. 3rd and 5. Direct snap to Kennedy on the left side, looking to turn the corner, and he will, and he's going to have the first down and more. All the way up to the 35. Going to hurt his average a little bit, down from 60-something to carry, but he's getting the first down as he picks up 12. Coach Collier.
You think they call it the Bobcat when he's back there receiving the ball?
I think they do.
I think they should.
Kennedy again. Great linebacker, and hadn't touched the ball until last week on offense. And now every team.
And Collier now saying, man, I'm such a genius.
Yep.
Or the opposite. He might be cussing himself. But they are undefeated.
That's right. At the 35. If they convert the first down, as we approach 7 minutes to go in the first half. Moore gives it off to the sophomore. Rogers up the middle. Delivers a blow and lost the football. Picked up by the Yellow Jackets back at the 10. Wow, costly turnover as it came loose. And able to come up with that one. His second fumble recovery of the year. Corey and Wilson. Wow.
Big play by McGill right there to get that fumble and get that ball out, because Theodore was in business big time and having some success with a simple play up the middle. But no, they snatched the football away and come away with it.
Yeah, and Rogers actually, you know, he creates the contact but can't hang on to it before he gets to the ground.
14th turnover forced by this McGill defense, and what a shift in momentum here. You go from 1st and goal coming up for the Bobcats to now McGill with the ball back in their hands.
Yeah, but what do you do? Because the offense has been so stagnant against this Theodore defense to this point in the game.
Arsenault, quick out to the near side. First time we've seen much of this, and there's going to be a flag right there, a hold. As Jordan Drake with his second catch of tonight, but this one's going to get wiped off as a Metro by T-Mobile flag. Joey Pilgrim.
You know, we've done a couple of Theodore games over the years. You know, outside of DeMore Kennedy, this is probably the best group, best defense I've seen them have since we've been broadcasting, or I've been
does.
Yeah,
I mean, just a fantastic group. I mean, you've seen more than I have, Dan.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. And they really play as a unit. They play fast, and then you add Kennedy to that, and now you got
really a special group.
Yes.
But I like what you said. Play as a unit. That's important.
They do it.
So this is going to be 15 on Theodore, as you saw on the replay.
Okay.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
First down.
Marion just rips the helmet right off here. Watch this. There's not much to do here as Dallas Daffin, right in front of the official, had his helmet taken off. And so that'll move McGill all the way up to the 26-yard line. Quick screen out again. They'll come. Nice little move by Jordan Mosley there. And Mosley with his 5th catch of the season.
McGill's back to doing what they do best, getting on the edges with the football, and I think they're starting to see some success. Early on, you thought they were going to try the middle. That's the thing, you go into a game, but if you're able to and have the flexibility to change what you're doing, you're going to have a lot of success. Coincidentally, McGill has with Coach Hill.
A lot of that had to do with that they did not have success trying to soften the Theodore defense up the middle.
Yeah, make the adjustment.
Daffin back at quarterback, steps up over the middle, floats it. He's able to get that one complete to the speedster White and makes a move at the 25-30 inside the 10. Dragged down at the 1. Great hustle to pull him down. Jameel Richardson gets him after a 65-yard pickup, but the Yellow Jackets in business at 1st and goal from the 1.
Yeah, you're concerned about Dallas Daffin running it, but he shows here he can complete a pass right there. It didn't look like it was going to get there, Dan, when I saw it released from his hand, but it did, and that's all it needed to do. And then the receiver got there and, really made something happen.
Yeah, it's like he pulled the receiver right to the middle of the field to make that catch and had plenty of room afterwards as well. And
would you say he threw him open?
Yeah, he was pretty open, but
he threw him even in a better position.
Yeah. And it's sometimes, quarterback doesn't throw it a lot. You see how open he is, and then you still got to make the play.
Well, you got to make the play, but I think it's a lot easier throwing to a guy that open. And Theodore, obviously, a team that's played great defense tonight, they blew that one. I mean, there's no way Daffin should be, rather the wide receiver turned out to be White, who is another one of these guys that can get up and go. And if they had everybody, they might have had everybody covered but White. But he was wide open, and they were able to.
But we've seen McGill enough. They're kind of like, I hate to say the Patriots. They're playing, they come in with a plan, then they're able to adjust the plan and change it. And throughout the game, you end up seeing them pull away and spread the margin and win the game.
Hey, another great partner on our Friday Night Rivals is Synovus. Their peanut butter and jelly blitz, and they've teamed up with Feeding the Gulf Coast. And each week schools get together and they encourage them to collect as much peanut butter and jelly as possible. And the winning school will receive $250. And then at the end of the year, the school who collects the most is going to get another big check from our friends at Synovus. And so this is so great. Feeding the Gulf Coast does such a great job at helping a critical need here on the Gulf Coast. And Amanda's going to tell us more about that at halftime. So 1st and goal here for the Yellow Jackets. Arsenault. Tight formation. Let's see if Arsenault just keeps it. He tries to, and he shoves ahead. And they needed a yard, and he got about 18 inches.
We had a little bit of the Bush push going on there.
Palmore in there, filling that big spot right over center. 2nd and goal. Coming up now, they'll bring Evans back in. They got McReynolds, the sophomore, as well, and Dallas Daffin in the backfield. Again, Arsenault, and this time he's able to get in.
Same play, different result.
Same result. They just were a little closer when the snap
didn't need as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So McGill ties it up after the big 65-yard pass play, and now a chance to take the lead after Theodore missed their extra point. Michael Shine on to kick here for the Yellow Jackets. left-footed kicker gives McGill the lead. 5:41 to go in the first half. Number 2, McGill-Toolen takes the lead 7-6 over number 6, Theodore. And our Friday night rivals 7A big boy football matchup, as Vic Lockett likes to say. We got a good one here tonight at the Lip. 7-6. McGill-Toolen comes back to get the first lead of the night. 5 plays, 92 yards. Arsenault on the sneak. And it's the first lead for McGill here tonight. And this game has been what we'd hoped it would be.
Against these defenses, you need big plays. They each got a big play.
Yep.
Shine with a big kick. Jamarius Brown across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Let's go down the sideline. We got an injury update from Amanda.
Hey, Jim, yes, I just wanted to mention that Ashir Hogue is injured at the moment. He's actually on the sideline. He was limping a little bit, and I've been told that it was an ankle injury. I know he had to sit out a few games due to some head injuries, but we're hoping that it's nothing too serious and it's something very minor. Jim?
That's a big piece of that defense for McGill-Toolen, Amanda. Is
saying a prayer for that young man.
Yeah, he's been out and just coming back here tonight, and Ernest Hill was saying how pumped he was to get back out there, and we'll see. Senior Moore, and we'll see a flag before this one. It's going to back up Theodore 5, you would guess, when you get the...
You know, I saw that earlier, and they didn't call it. Have you guys been noticing it?
Talking about the back was leaning up a little bit.
Yeah,
is that what you
and the
saw?
quarterback taking that back step.
Yeah.
You know.
Dead ball. False start.
This time, I guess Ernest Hill has got in those ref's ears and says, take a look and be on the lookout for that. And this time they called him.
Now, that is
not making that young man any happier.
Coach Collier, that's not an indication of Metro by T-Mobile. That was just the flag he was upset with there. Coach Collier over there on the far sidelines from Theodore. But
Coach Collier, fine football man.
1st and 15.
Play late from the coach.
Moore going to keep this one. Got a block, and then he slid right down as Demetrius Bowe had a good little seal block on there, but then he saw Yellow Jacket linebackers coming in and said, we're gonna live to fight on for another one here. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Make it 2nd and long for the Bobcats.
Because look at that crowd, Jim.
Yeah, the ref wants
guys,
the
don't cover up the play clock.
You got the band in front of the play clock, so the players cannot see when the play is running out. So they're getting ready to set up for the halftime, but they're a little bit early on the field. Got to move their equipment.
That is that Theodore crowd, and they coming up a couple good years here. Last year, so they won the championship, the region championship.
Good catch by the ref too.
Yep,
because that could be a factor in the game.
Our Metal Roofing Center and Supply raised the roof cam. Looking over at Theodore, their team down by a point. But Theodore, they won the region championship last year, first time since 2000. Seeing if they can do it again here in 2019. The middle, the bruising sophomore.
Hangs on to the football this time.
Yep, up ahead to the 30, but he's going to be short of the first down, bring up 3rd and about 4.
He doesn't look like a sophomore, and he doesn't run like a sophomore. They're good trap blocking up front, and he's able to squeeze through there. Powerful kid.
Kevin Dennis doing a good job there to help him get a little space.
And then he just ping-pongs off blocks. Of tackles.
Go right back to him, keeps the legs driving, and finally a whistle, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down, up to the 34.
I think you're right.
That's a big first down for this first half. For the Theodore Bobcats to hold this explosive offense down. Keep them off the field. Hey, checking in, guys. I got Jane Vernell saying hello. And you remember Joe, her husband, used to be the manager of the stadium. Been through some health challenges.
Question who she is pulling for in this game tonight.
Absolutely. But certainly the prayers have been answered with Joe. He's doing well and looking good. Prayers keep coming for that young man.
Good news.
1st and 10. Moore floats this one out to the sideline and trying to make something happen as Porter, but that was a little slow to get going. Porter with his 16th catch of the season.
Theodore
going on over there.
Bobcats have done nothing to threaten the field vertically at all.
No, they hadn't been pushing it down the yard in the air, but their backs have done their portion, other than the big turnover down there to switch the game
How big
around.
was that turnover? That's a
Huge.
potential 14-point swing there. Rogers, and a flag dropped by the side judge over here, and might be again that little. He was going a little jab step, maybe a little early.
Yeah, that sideline ref, that's my church member Red, does a good job. One of the nicest guys on the planet.
Let's see what the call is.
Back, you can see they're backing up.
Yeah.
Theodore, Joey Pilgrim having a little.
Yeah, he and Red's having an in-depth discussion there.
Theodore doesn't think your guy's so nice right now.
Yeah, but I think it's some kind of substitution issue. I think they're discussing. Mike's picking it up.
Illegal formation.
Oh, formation.
By the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So I think it's. So we got the sticks on the field saying second.
Look at 32 in the middle of your screen, and then if you're just checking out the game just now, and you're wondering who the best player on the field is. There he is.
Starting linebacker, 95-yard touchdown. Of course, one of the biggest recruits in the state, and he'll line up at center here. I'm sorry, line up at quarterback directly.
Bobcat
there in the.
We're going to call it the Bobcat formation.
He's going to hand it off. On 2nd and 14, nothing doing there to Rogers.
You know, not a lot of points, really not a lot of first downs, not a lot of anything.
95-yard play on one side, 65-yard play on the other.
Two explosive plays are pretty much authored this first half offensively, and there you see it, a McGill extra point conversion. A kick that went through is the difference.
Kennedy at quarterback. Comes out to the right side, looking to get to the edge and turn the corner, and not this time, as a host of Yellow Jackets swarm over there to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, to me, that shows the confidence he has in his speed.
Absolutely.
He keeps thinking, I might still get the corner.
Correct,
now.
yeah, he does. He believes it right there.
Yeah.
Well, if I just ran away from some of those same DBs on a 95-yard line, I'd be adjusting my speed as well.
You'd have some confidence on Jim.
So nothing there on that Theodore drive, and now McGill with a chance to get great field position, and now it's not going to be anywhere close to a first down as McGill jumped across the line.
Boy, did they.
I'm telling you, Ernest almost jumped into the huddle there.
Encroachment.
He just doesn't like that undisciplined ball. He's spent all week and all summer getting them ready, and it's certainly uncharacteristic of this McGill team.
It's 3rd and 15, so just 4th and 15, so it brings it 4th and 10. And McGill with 9 up on the line of scrimmage. Low snap, and good job getting that punt off by Farish, and now they decide to let it bounce, and it takes a McGill hop, and at the 45-yard line is where McGill's offense will start with 1:52 to go here in the second quarter. I want to thank another one of our great partners here on Friday Night Rivals. Like I always said, we couldn't have the game without Alabama Power. They're the ones that make those lights come on.
Keep the juice flowing.
That's it. And thanks to Alabama Power, our presenting sponsor on Friday Night Rivals. Glad they're along with us for another great season here on UTV 44.
Don't like to be without that power. They can cut the water off. I'll get some water out of the creek, Dan. But leave that power on.
Especially in the summer. Especially in the summer, right? Big
Knock yourself out there, Davy Crockett. I like all the amenities myself.
Running water, air conditioning.
Yeah, I think it's a tie.
Arsenault. Give on the end around, trying to turn the corner up near the 40 finally. Pushed out of bounds was again the speedster White, but a Metro by T-Mobile flag. That one was right at the end of the play.
These defenses, it's hard for a speedster to look like a speedster.
Yes.
We got 12, but we'll see what happens here at the end of the play. And judging by Ernest Hill's reaction,
yeah, Coach Hill just hadn't been himself all night. You know, he's just not used to being in this position, where his offense, you know, just nullified.
And he's saying his guy had his hands up in the air, was not blocking illegally. I think he's trying to pose as he thinks his guy was.
Blindside block
Okay.
against the offense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Ernest was basically saying, Jim, our guy might have made contact, but his hands were in the air. He was aware that he might get flagged and was careful. We may get a look at it.
let's see here.
Well, that.
He's Dallas Daffin.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's who.
Yeah, I thought I saw one come in, and I didn't think they were going to call it. But I tell you what, it all stems from your guy from Georgia making that famous, our guy Hines Ward in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's also a very nice dancer. But, you know, it takes away these reverse plays. You know, that's the way they blocked them forever.
Yep.
Firing over the middle, complete. Nope, incomplete. Thought he had him, and C.J. Evans thought he had it as well.
Oh, he had him all right.
Looked down and said, I can't believe that one
Got here that fast, on the mark.
Stay in my hands as Arsenault loads it up. Wow.
Little tip there may have messed his concentration up.
Bring up 2nd and 15 as we're down now to 1:19 to go here in the first half.
Might be more of Arsenault with quick throws in the second half because they just have had so much trouble running the ball. Of course, then you've got to protect him.
Arsenault looks like he's checking to something.
He's got the okay to do that. He gets a lot put on him. There's a flag dropped on the far side.
Not a delay on it. That's a movement.
Yeah, it was not delay. They said a couple of seconds.
Dead ball. False start. McGill. 5-yard
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in that locker room with Coach Hill this halftime because, he is just not used to his team playing undisciplined football.
Yeah,
but they usually make the other team do that.
Right, but maybe tip your cap a little bit to what this Theodore defense is doing to
Absolutely.
the offense to be committing these
very good point.
These pre-snap penalties.
Yeah,
very good point.
Little rattle.
Yep. And the offensive line again is something that McGill's been seeing measured growth all year, and they know they need that, and it's a big test against this Theodore defensive front.
Agree.
2nd and 18. Give it off to Evans up the middle, and Evans will get about 9 on 2nd down there.
Again, they're probably concerned about Dallas Daffin taking off with the ball, but nope, he's giving it straight up the middle.
Now under a minute to go, 3rd and 9. The Yellow Jackets, and they'll empty the backfield again, and Arsenault, 3 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom of your screen. Arsenault looking bottom side the whole way, able to come off and get that one complete, and it's going to be good for a McGill first down as Jordan Mosley has his 3rd catch of the night.
Mosley is fast. He's pretty darn strong, too.
Yeah. He's there to shed that block. I mean, it was a form tackle, stalemate, right?
Pretty close to the complete package as far as a wideout physically.
Travion Pines stood him up there for the Bobcats, but not before he picked up 10. They needed 9. And Arsenault at about the 40.
Tell you what, Reggie Malone did a great job of stemming that blitz, disguising it to the last second to get in there, flush the quarterback out to get that yardage.
Reggie plays like a senior in college.
I mean, that couldn't have been done any better by any back.
Great kid, too.
Arsenault scrambled for 4. As you see, we got just 26 seconds left here in the first half. Arsenault better protection this time, fires over the head of
nobody home.
Everyone, yep. Again, he was looking the way of Jordan Mosley.
Decent protection. They try to get it out quick, too, but I think we may see more of this in the second half. If McGill just continues to have trouble running the football against Theodore, it may fall more into the lap of Arsenault making some plays with his arm.
Get the quick game going.
Mm-hmm. Pretty accurate quarterback.
3rd and a long 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Arsenault rolls out, pressure coming. Looks like he's going to try to scramble for it. Now pulls it down and fires. That's going to be incomplete. And
got a flag again.
Was he across the line of scrimmage, Vic Lockett, when he threw it?
Arsenault could have run for that one. He could have gotten the first down, I think, Vic.
Holding by McGill. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And you see all these holding calls, you know, as Vic's talking about uncharacteristic. And I'm with Jim on this too, Vic, and I know you are too. This defensive pressure by Theodore is causing McGill to grab and hold and
jump off sides.
Yeah, do a lot of things that they normally don't do.
Against McGill.
But we've seen McGill go against some behemoths, and they just seem to not have cracked. And tonight they are, you know, yeah, I guess you can credit Theodore for the threats that they've made and fulfilling them. But we've just seen them play some big games and just not seem to have these type of errors.
Well, they thought their offensive line was going to be a work in progress before the year, and I think in a game like that, you're seeing some of those concerns
coming to light, huh?
So on 4th down, timeout will be taken by Ernest Hill. Want to talk about it with 14 seconds left, and you know what? Curious to see in the half if McGill, after the half, if McGill does try to throw it a little more, do we see some more of those blitzes come in? Theodore's been, you know, really not sending a lot of extra pressure, be able to get there with just 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would send more guys, Jim, if you can get there with 3 or just with one guy coming maybe with 3 and sending Malone as well.
But, but it seems like they've had more success with an extra guy.
I agree.
More of our great friends on Friday Night Rivals. Here each and every week. Careers since 1916. Not been part of Friday Night Rivals since 1916, just here in the area. Craneworks also jumping on, being a part of the broadcast this year.
Not all about us, Jim.
And
they may have been on the radio broadcast back then. How about that?
Yeah.
Lee Shervany was calling the games in 1916, and Careers was
all right, get off my boy
part of it. And Metro by T-Mobile. We couldn't have penalties without them, and we thank them for being a part of our broadcast.
Since they came on board, I tell you what, they have stacked up.
So they bring out the offensive unit. Spencer Arsenault on 4th and 7 with 14 seconds left. Arsenault, pressure, rolling out, and he goes down and stays in bounds, but the clock's going to stop on the change of possession here with 8 seconds left. And again, that's Jaden McCants there, who's going to get credit for another sack on that one, as Arsenault did not get back to the line of scrimmage. And boy, has McCants been fun to watch in that defensive end spot tonight.
He's been too quick for his counterpart and fighting through blocks.
And you're right, Dan. That time they got pressure with the regular package. They didn't send any extra people and was able to get pressure and flush the quarterback out. And probably good on the back end because no one was open, because he did have a beat to look downfield.
He did.
I was just wondering here, do you just come out with Kennedy at quarterback with 8 seconds left just to see what he can maybe do? Take a knee and be happy to get the ball.
In this environment, I'm sure Coach Collier's like, hey, I'm down 6-7 on the road.
Yep.
Very, very good football team. Let's go play the second half.
Going to get the ball to come out to start quarter number 3. So, wow, what a great first half. 7-6 McGill with the lead. Just one touchdown aside from each squad. And Amanda, Coach Hill was getting ready to head to the locker room. And Amanda got him by the arm and said, hold on, we got to talk first, Coach. Amanda.
Yes, we definitely had to talk to Coach Hill. Now, you guys are up right now. I know this is a very important game for you. We don't have to even say that. We know this much. But what will you guys do to intend to kind of stop the mistakes in the second half of this game?
Well, you know, we normally don't make mistakes, and we're making a lot tonight. I think it's a big ball game. I think we're really excited, and we're doing some stuff that we normally don't do, and, you know, that's not us. And, you know, I'm about to go ahead and talk to them and calm them down, and we'll be fine coming back the second half.
And now, Coach, how do you guys intend on attacking the defense in the second half of this game?
I mean, do what we've been doing. I mean, we got to still continue to run the ball and try to get them on the perimeter and beat them on the perimeter. And then, you know, when they give us the opportunity, we'll take a shot.
All right, Coach Hill, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Amanda, and thanks to Coach Hill. So here we are, 7-6, a sure enough tussle at the lip. McGill on top of Theodore. Halftime coming up right after this. Andy Citron, Injury Attorneys, Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Alabama Power. We are here at the Lip tonight. McGill-Toolen, number 2 in the state, up 7-6 over Theodore, and Amanda's down the sidelines. We got lots of great things going on at Theodore, besides just great athletics and a great football team and football coach. Chip Menton, I bet he's a little wound up down there.
He really is, Jim. And you know what? There is a lot of great things happening at Theodore. And as you mentioned, I'm here with Chip Menton, who is Theodore's principal for our Educator Spotlight segment. And Chip, you guys always have some fun stuff happening. I know we got a chance to talk about the ROTC program. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Right now, they're competing with the drill team, and our ROTC has grown in the last couple of years, and we've put a lot into it. And so our instructors are the best around, and our kids really enjoy it, and it's a lot of things we have going on right now there with our art program. And, we got to score some more points tonight, though, but we're doing good in sports also.
And then you also have a really unique program at your school. It's the leadership program as well. So what does that mean, and what does it entail?
2 years ago when I got there, we started a leadership class, and so our instructor, she teaches kids how to be leaders and to go out and we get service hours. We go out in the community and work hard with the community. Our elementary schools, all our kids go there and read to them. It's just a great program, and right now we got Chick-fil-A working with us with the Leadership Academy, so we love for them to come out and visit and bring some food.
And when they come out, you have to make sure you give me a call, all right, so I can come by and get some food. And one thing that I know that means a lot to you at your school is also this football program. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, you know, in the last 2 years, we've been pretty successful, but over the years, we've been successful. And right now, we need to score a few more points and win this one tonight. But last year, we won the region. And right now, right in the middle of it, in the thick of things. And the future's bright, too. We got some good young athletes. So hopefully we can continue and pull this one out also.
Yes, we'll just have to wait and see how that second half plays. But thank you so much, Chip, for talking to us here. All right, Jim, back to you.
Thank you so much, Amanda. And always good to hear from Principal Menton out there. He knows a thing or two about football. I might have called a fake punt a few weeks ago that Coach Collier was maybe wondering if it was the right call to have brought in from your principal. At the end of tonight's game, we'll give you 3 players to vote on as who will be the player of the game. Last week, Spanish Fort and Saraland, and despite a losing effort, sophomore Johnny Morris, the player of the week from Saraland. Toro fans voting early and often, and Morris, an impressive sophomore running back for the Toros, Dan.
He had a great game.
Yep.
And that offensive line, you know, in spots blocked very well, but it's an explosive player and obviously a fan favorite because it's up to the fans when it's all said and done online.
Herc Reynolds, player of the game, again, Johnny Morris. And the first loss in the region for Spanish Fort on paper was a big win for the Saints. And we'll have our 3 players to give to you at the end of tonight's game is what we know one.
We know one
so far. We'll have 2 more to bring to you as our Herc Reynolds player of the game. You'll be able to go to utv44.com to vote. So again, we just heard about some of the things going on out at Theodore, Alabama, in our Educator Spotlight. And of course, always lots of great things happening here at McGill. And Amanda's going to tell us more about that.
Yes, that's right. I'm here with Lisa Robertson, who is the assistant principal of the academics program here for the Yellow Jackets. And I'm super excited to have you here, you know, talking to us, because we like to highlight a lot of different things that are going on campus. Because although we're here for the game, there's a lot of amazing things that are happening at McGill. And one of those things being that you guys have gotten so much awards with scholarship funds for these students. Let's talk about that.
Well, I'd like to start by giving a shout out to Kelly DeVoe, who just won a first-place award in a National Scholastic Press Conference Association from Columbia University for her photography. And that's a really big achievement for a magazine, our literary magazine that's only 4 years old. It's pretty remarkable in and of itself. That class won $18.5 million in scholarship awards. So they did a remarkable job. Over 20% of that class scored a 30 or higher on the ACT. Their ACT average was a 24.1, which is 5 points higher than the state average and 4 points higher than the national average. So we're very, very proud of their academic accomplishments.
And what makes this game a really unique game and very special, it's actually homecoming for you all. And I know you were helping out with the alumni and the alumni tent, so I got a chance to see that. So what is the homecoming atmosphere here at McGill?
Our kids have so much school spirit. If you could have been on campus today, you would have seen it. The halls are decorated. The kids are dressed out in their themes, and they just display what McGill-Toolen is all about. And that's even evident in what we're doing next with Get the Peanut Butter and Jelly. Our kids raise the most with that. So they're just a remarkable group of kids. I think they had over close to 17,000 hours of service last year amongst the entire student body. So they display and exhibit on a daily basis what we're all about at McGill-Toolen.
Well, that's incredible to hear, and thank you so much. Like, as you said, you're going to stick around with me, all right? So don't go anywhere yet, all right? Jim, back to you.
Spoiler alert, we now know who won the peanut butter and jelly contest
Yes, we do.
This week.
Flag on the play at halftime.
We'll hear more about that from our friends at Sonoma, but great to hear about everything going on at McGill and Theodore besides the great football we're seeing here tonight on Friday Night Rivals. We'll come back, more halftime action coming up right after this. Get a good look at where we're at in the newly expanded press box here at the Lip at McGill-Toolen's home field. 7-6, they lead the Bobcats. We've been talking a little bit about peanut butter and jelly, and we're going to talk more about that and the great job that McGill-Toolen did this week, Amanda.
That's right, Jim. One of my favorite parts of halftime is the PB&J Blitz Challenge, and that wouldn't be possible without feeding the Gulf Coast and our sponsor, Synovus Bank, for making that happen. And right now I'm accompanied by Jackie Goodwin, who is the account executive for Synovus Bank, and also Lisa Robertson, which will be presenting this too. Now, Synovus Bank is always in the community. They're there every day and every week, in and out. They are the bank of here. What does that mean to you, Jackie?
Well, I mean, I think it's reference to the community. You know, we're over 5 states, and we're in a lot of communities. Corporately, we're over 130 years old, but really what matters to the community is that, you know, we're involved locally. So I think that's the reference to here, the Bank of Here.
Yes, and it means a lot for you guys to be here today at the football game with us to present this plaque and this check to Miss Lisa Robertson, the assistant principal that I just spoke to for our Educator Spotlight. Congratulations. They were able to raise 345 pounds of PB&J. Overall, between all the schools in these 8 weeks, we raised 8,020 pounds, which will feed 60,000 people, over 60,000 people in our community. What does it mean to have been a part of that?
I think it's a great honor, and it shows the spirit of our students that they have a love and a compassion for helping make the world a little bit better place.
All right, well, thank you so much to Miss Lisa Robertson and Jackie Goodwin with Synovus Bank. This wouldn't be possible without him and feeding the Gulf Coast. All right, guys, back to you, Jim.
7-6. Thank you very much, man, and great job by the McGill students and family for collecting all that peanut butter and jelly. We'll come back and we'll recap the first half and then get ready for quarter number 3 in this big 7A Region 1 matchup. Big one in the state as well. 2 unbeatens battling here on Friday Night Rivals. We expected a defensive battle between 2 of the best defensive teams in 7A, and that is exactly what we're getting here tonight. McGill leads by a score of 7-6. A very exciting first half of football. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett here. And I think what we expected here tonight, maybe not how we expected the score to get to 7-6, but kind of what we were feeling coming into this one.
Well, you said it was going to be a shootout. I think that you were joking, of course, being facetious. I think, yeah, we're getting what we thought we would get. These defenses have really locked down the others. This offense.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is my kind of game. But in terms of expectation, that's what's going to be the difference in the game. Which coach adjusts off the expectations.
First drive of the game, 1st and goal and McGill can't punch it in. Theodore stops him, and then how about this? Demoy Kennedy, 95 yards, his 3rd carry of the year, 3rd touchdown. And what a play. I mean, just so spectacular. And then this game turns around right here. Theodore's about to go up. You would think at least 9-0, maybe 14, maybe 13. They fumble inside the 10, and then Dallas Daffin comes up with a great pass to Kendall White. Right after that, 65 yards. They get it down to the 1, 1st and goal, Yellow Jackets. And on 2nd down, Arsenault able to pop it in there.
Push.
Yeah, and so you see Theodore thinks, wow, we got a chance to go up 2 scores here. Fumble inside the 10, and then McGill comes right back and scores. And I mean, look at these offensive numbers. Okay, so total yards, 188 for McGill, 65 came on one play, 159 for Theodore, 95 came on one play. That's those 2 great defenses.
Yeah, 2 great defenses and offenses that really right now don't have the answers. And I'm with Vic Lockett all the way. And 99's got more rings than we do for sure. And he says who's going to make the adjustments.
Rogers, the sophomore, 48 yards. Kennedy, 3 carries. The big news is he got tackled on one. He got tackled on one this year. Otherwise, the other 3 had been for touchdowns.
Yeah.
Arsenault, 5 of 10, hasn't done much through the air. Evans, 11 rushes, 64 yards. And we've just got 2 great defensive teams battling here tonight. And
you know what stands out to me, Jim? Coach Hill, we talked about it throughout the first half. McGill, uncharacteristically, 5 penalties. I think it was for 35 yards. We've never seen him make so many mistakes like that.
Pre-snap.
Yeah, pre-snap, which is key. But he made the comment going into the halftime because he knows his kids. You know, usually the coach goes in there and rip you for jumping off sides. He said, no, I'm going to go in here, tell him to settle down. He's probably going to put his arms around a couple of them and say, hey, settle down. It's just football. Come out here, play what you're prepared to do, play the way you've prepared, and do the things that McGill is accustomed to doing, making the other team make those mistakes. And you guys have seen it more than I have. McGill does that.
Yeah, no question about it. But we also, you know, Coach Hill was talking to us. We talked with Coach Matt Scott, the offensive coordinator. They knew that this was going to be the best team they'd seen so far this year, and certainly Theodore feeling the same way. But they knew this was going to be a big test just to see exactly
how
where
many tests have we seen McGill take? Well, guess what they make on them?
Well, we just heard what their ACT scores were for the senior class.
Exactly.
So we understand.
They're used to making hundreds.
Yeah, they're good at test taking, but I'm with Jim on this too. And we were talking to Coach Scott, the offensive coordinator, before the game, and you could see there just was they knew that this was a little bit different tonight, that they were going to have to maybe be creative. And I think one of the creations they started with was, let's see if we could just run it at them.
Yep. Okay,
he quit doing that because he made the adjustment because he saw, no, that may not be the way to go.
Right.
And, okay, so special teams always a big part of McGill and their success. They lead by a point right now because of converting on special teams. So just throwing that out there to always keep your eyes peeled for maybe something special coming off the leg of Michael Shine here. He's got the big booming left foot. And a short little pooch kick and a fair catch called for, but they got to get on it, and they finally do. Is doing a good job to fall on that was Gary Randall. And let's go down to Amanda. She caught up with Coach Collier. What Coach have to say?
Hey, Jim, that's right. I spoke to Coach Collier, and you know what he told me? He said if they didn't have that fumble around the 15-yard line, then it's going to end up being a 14-7 game. He said, you know, they've been playing really good defensively. They just need to stop shooting themselves in the foot offensively. Jim?
I love how every coach can take a game or half or whatever and break it down to one play, two play, and they're like, if this doesn't happen, you know, Week 3, we don't get a block in the back. We're 7-0 right now. Like, you hear that, but it's so true.
Sometimes games it comes to that.
No question.
Yeah, I mean, he broke down the first half exactly as you did.
Yep. Sophomore Rogers lost the football again, but it's picked up this time by the Bobcats, and another helmet on the ball. And there's Billy Flanagan alertly picking that one up and getting it there, but nearly a disastrous play again for the young sophomore.
Well, remember Billy said to us as we were breaking up our interview the other day, well, maybe I'll get the ball a little bit this week,
I don't think this is what he was thinking.
This was not drawn up this way. But really,
Vic Lockett, you saw that ball way away from his family and extended out there.
Yeah, you got to hold it high and tight.
Football.
Create space, air between your body and the football. Don't want to see any daylight.
So they keep him in there on this one after the first down. Flanagan picked it up, and he'll go to the left side, and Now you don't want to be thinking about it. You don't want to be overthinking about what could happen.
Maintaining the ball,
right.
yes. Yeah, that's probably why he went ahead and gave him the following carry to say, hey, put that behind you. I'm behind you. I've got confidence in you. Just let's play football.
Picks up 3 there on first down as the Bobcats cross into Yellow Jacket territory. And again, whoa, boy. This time it's McGill with the big penetration coming through, and it's Ashir Hogue who is back in there. And you heard Amanda say he was out hobbling around with a bit of an ankle injury, and
doesn't look like anything's wrong with his ankle there.
He had a good push coming off there.
He brought his ankles and his rear there.
Wow, and just able to step right in around forward, and now we get an injured Yellow Jacket.
I think Hogue is a big difference maker on
question.
that defense, and when he's not well, they're not as well equipped defensively.
Good size kid, 5'11", 230, prototypical high school linebacker.
Yep, played.
So yeah, he's probably key to their defense.
Yeah, played last year for them. As we look at the injured Yellow Jacket, Winston Young, the senior defensive end.
Doesn't look too serious the way he's set up there. Let's pray that young man's okay and not too big of an issue there. But they are examining the knee for stability.
It's good that they get him to pop right back.
He's favoring it, though. Don't want to put any weight on it. Send up a couple of prayers for him for certain.
Yeah, tall, lanky. You can see just how rangy he is on the defensive end at 6'4".
Praying for you, Winston.
All right, so 3rd and 7 coming up after the big play by Hogue. We've not seen, again, Gavin Moore, quarterback for Theodore, 65% completion percentage on the year, but they don't throw it a lot of 65 times coming into tonight through the first 6 games, so not a whole bunch through the air. And we'll go 4 receivers this time to see if they do put it up on 3rd and 7. Rogers in there at tailback. Moore looking far side all the way, and that one's thrown high and incomplete as he's looking for
Nice job
He's
by
also the backup
Wilson
quarterback.
coming in there, playing the football. When that ball's in there, it belongs to him as well. Look how he attacks the football as it comes.
Yeah, Wilson was.
He's coming right now.
More a little predetermined there. He had one idea in mind to go over there to the far side.
Yeah, really aggressive corner player. I was watching the routes and how the defensive backs were playing, and Wilson playing that about as well as you can.
Gary and Betts back, high punt but short. This one does take a better Theodore bounce down to the 19-yard line.
So we changed possession. My guy Sherman Johnson checking in, said he's looking at the football game, enjoying it.
Here's what McGill's looking at the rest of the way. After tonight, they go to Bryant. As this is just their 3rd home game of the year. They go to Bryant, who's struggling again this year. Then they get a matchup with Baker and Fairhope, both at home to close out the season. So they'll in the middle of 5 straight region games to wrap things up.
When you see the schedule like that, it shakes me into the reality we're that far into the year.
Yep.
Amazing.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, we're having a blast.
Arsenault gives it back to Evans, and they try to go right up the middle a little bit off the right tackle and gets 1. It's Reggie Malone in there to clog things up.
Boy, even if they didn't have between Malone and, of course, the guy that ran the touchdown, Kennedy, and those are just 2 of them.
Yeah.
They've got a good group.
Yeah, Timms has played well. We've called Sheldon Russ's name several times here tonight. Bit of a low snap. Arsenault zings it out, able to get it complete. And White makes one man miss, and White another move up to the 37-yard line. He'll pick up 17.
Nice game.
Skinny ankles, Nick Lockett?
Absolutely. They'll have you grasping for air out there. Take a look at the linebacker, tries to get over there. Air.
Yeah, good job by Arsenault, too, getting the ball to him quickly, because with this Theodore defense, you don't have much.
You ain't got time to read a book back there, are you?
No, you don't.
Not going to get through the first paragraph.
The offensive line does a lot of book reading. We saw those ACT scores, but not
perhaps
on
they
Friday.
better put those books down and work a little bit on footwork.
Not on Friday nights. Reynolds, again, he's been out for several weeks, but comes in and picks up a few there and is ridden down by Sheldon Russ, who we just talked about.
I think Reynolds, wouldn't be shocked to see him pop something here in the second half. He's the smaller of the back, so he can almost hide back there where you don't really see him coming. But he does have, for his size, really good balance, really good acceleration. So if someone's going to sneak something past Theodore, it could be him.
2nd and 6 here for the Yellow Jackets. Arsenault fires, and if you don't, it sets this up.
Yeah, if you don't get there in time, it turns into a big play. And this is, I think, the fear that Coach Collier's had of his offense.
Marion,
I spoke to him pregame.
Marion went for the interception. He's got 2 on the year, but doesn't get it. Instead gives up 18.
And Coach Hill referred to getting on the perimeter against these guys.
Inside give McReynolds, and
yeah, they've had success on the perimeters, but nothing right there in that B to C gap there, Dan.
Not so far.
Yeah,
they haven't given up on it.
And you know, they'll come back to it. And certainly they'll keep going at it. You know, just to keep the defense honest. But the successive plays have been on the edges.
Yep. But you got 4 right there. Arsenault's not splitting time at quarterback here in the second half. You noticed?
Yep. 7 of 12, 81 yards tonight. But 65 of those came on one play. Yeah.
I don't think he threw that one. I believe it was Arsenault that threw that pass.
No, you're right. You're right. It was Dallas Daphne who threw the pass. You're right. Yeah, C.J. Evans goes there, but Arsenault has been really good at getting him out quickly to the edge.
He has. And again, with Theodore's quickness on the edge, those defensive backs get there in a hurry.
They've just been making a miss out there.
Yeah.
And Coach Collier said he was concerned about being able to tackle them out there on the edges and perimeter. So both coaches on the same page.
3rd and 8 here for the Yellow Jackets. Arsenault wants to set up a screen. And we'll get that one off. First completion of the night. This is going to be a first down inside the 20.
What a play. He made a move on the built by Bama linebacker, and then that picked up the yardage.
Yeah, first catch of the night for Byron Millsap. Such good size. 6 foot, 210 pounds. And once he got rumbling.
Yeah, he's not slow for 210 pounds either, Jim.
Yeah, they pick up 20. And
look at the size of this kid.
Yeah, he's averaging 34 yards a catch coming into tonight's game. And
got a lot of options.
Big 3rd down conversion on 3rd and 8 there. Millsap with his first touch of the night. McReynolds trying to get to the corner, and nothing there.
Yeah, I hate to complain as a defender, but I tell you what, they're pretty grabby here, and they're letting them go. Have you guys noticed it?
Well, I've noticed when they do get called, and I think that's got a lot to do with the ability that Theodore has along that line, those first 2 levels, that these guys maybe a little overmatched as far as the quickness and strength, and you got to do whatever they got to do.
Cheat either, right? If you're not cheating, you're not trying in the South, right?
That's coast to coast, man.
Yeah.
Evans in the backfield with Arsenault. Here's they lost one on first down. Back to Evans, squirts through a little bit and then falls ahead to the 10. And he's gonna
great leg drive by the kid.
Gonna be just shy, I think, of the first down, but let's see. One of the few times we've seen something happen right up the middle.
Hope he's okay. He's a little favoring that right leg.
3rd and 1 here.
McGill with a lot of these just kind of interchangeable athletes on the outside and at running back, you know, kids that play hard and are quick.
Now they got Daphne in, I guess. Dallas will call it the South Fork formation.
3rd and 1. Going to the outside. He's going to have the first down, maybe more, as he spins still on his feet.
He scored.
And he's in for the score.
Well, that'll make Tiffany and John Daffin happy about that. Good play by Dallas Daffin. They've done a great job with their kid and got a commitment, offer already from Dartmouth, and shows his skills right there.
So they convert on 3rd and 8 on that one, and then on that drive, and then here spins and he was in the zone. He was on another one of the Theodore defenders and rolled into the end zone, didn't touch the ground. And
plays all good. We'll call that the South Fork formation out of Dallas.
I like that.
Shine.
Of course, he's not old enough to even know what South Fork is.
Half our audience isn't.
14-7, McGill with back-to-back unanswered touchdowns here, and they grow their lead, 14-6 after the score. McGill with an impressive drive there tonight, grinding up some clock and extends their lead now to 14-6 with just 4.5 to go in the third.
You talked about it. Halftime adjustments, they were able to go 81 yards in that drive, which they had a whole lot of trouble moving the ball like that in the first
Another
half.
little pooch kick in this one. Another great diving catch.
Same guy.
Yeah, coming up to grab that Gary Randall. Wow.
Yeah, give him a shout out, man, because that is a great play by him twice.
And we've talked a lot as we look at that drive. 11 plays, 81 yards, and Daffin takes it in for the touchdown.
Air and ground.
Yep. Quick outs to the outside.
Yep.
And the big 3rd down conversion to Millsap.
Yeah, that was a huge play.
Or gives it off. Rogers to the 45. He'll get 6 on first down there. We've talked a lot about Theodore and their front 3 and all the pressure they've got. We kind of forget how great this McGill defense has been playing all year. And then tonight, giving up 6 points on one big play.
One big play that was actually a fumble at about the 3-yard line by the, all-everything linebacker who happened to be in the Bobcat, Wildcat formation back by their own goal line. He just picked it up, and he was the better athlete. Went 95 yards. Other than that,
hadn't done much.
Not much.
Rogers ahead for 3 on 2nd and 4.
They just haven't challenged McGill down the field at all.
Nope.
And we saw that against Fairhope as well. They just in what they do or feel comfortable doing or maybe can do.
McGill's got 8 interceptions on the year. And
yeah, I was thinking about that, Jim. You get Theodore out of doing what they like to do, they could run into problems right there.
And that's typically what McGill does to every team we watch, right?
Yep.
Rogers did have enough there for first down. And Rogers will stay in the backfield and right back to him and just puts his head down and moves the pile. And that's one thing that young man does. He does move the pile. He does not go down on initial contact very often.
Yeah, he's like a Los Angeles class submarine right there, just getting low, going through. Get out of the way.
Impressive to see from a player that young, too, as a sophomore. He's a gritty guy.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy 2 more years of him playing football.
And the way Theodore calls plays, he's going to get it a lot.
2nd and 6. Now rolling out, little play action. Moore going to keep it. And he goes down and then gets hit as he was down on the play, and good coverage downfield.
Yeah, it was just a 2-man route, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
And, of course, that is not going to get it against this McGill disciplined team.
And you can see Moore is not someone who really loves just to always pull it down and take off. He's looking for something here. 3rd, and see who's going to get the timeout. He had personnel issues on both sides, and Theodore takes it on 3rd and 5.
You're right. It could have just as easily been McGill calling the timeout. They're both scrambling with their personnel.
Here's what Theodore has. They got McGill, of course, here tonight on UTV 44. Then Davidson at home. They go to Mary G. And then Enterprise at home to wrap things up. But you can see they've gone through big portion of their region schedule. Davidson and Murphy battling tonight. And then they go to Mary G and again against Enterprise, but unbeaten heading into this one here tonight with 2:17 left in the third. Coach Eric Collier, and really just loves where he's at. Like, loves being the head coach at Theodore. Grew up
good football man.
Oh my goodness, grew up around there. Has got lots of great stories from that south part of the county, and such a rich coaching tree that has been down there. You just think about, you think about Coach Probst, you think about
Watson,
you think about Coach Watson and what he did, and
Coach Carr is just one of those purist guys to me.
He's been very gracious and generous with his time too. We've enjoyed it a lot.
3rd and 5. Now this time they'll give it to Porter, who comes from his wide receiver spot to take the handoff. Tries to cut it back, and he's going to get one on 3rd down after all that.
Yeah, you're only going to get one move against this McGill defense, and then that's it. You know, and you've got to take it and go, Dan.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, obviously, Vic, you are right, and he tried, but there they are. There's that defense. There's the weak side coming back, and against McGill, I think they ran that play just because they hadn't run it before tonight. They were trying something else.
Setting it up.
East-West against McGill, likewise, just like Theodore. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Randall on to punt. And McGill not really
tried to get him to jump there with the shift.
And another high punt, but it's short. And the Yellow Jackets will get away from it, but it does take a good bounce. And now the Yellow Jackets decide they want to pick it up as Betts. They just can't help themselves, can they?
When you're at that age, you're invincible.
Yeah, you see that on Saturdays and Sundays sometimes too. All right, we asked our trivia question. Theodore trying to beat McGill in back-to-back seasons. Go all the way back to 2014. Only 2 teams have done this. I'll give you a hint. One of them beat them 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Big hint. I'm still trying to figure
the
one.
The question is, name the only 2 teams that have defeated McGill-Toolen back-to-back. One, I'm going to guess here a little bit, it's out of the region, is Blunt.
Blunt beat him 3 years in a row.
Wow.
And the other one,
Hoover.
Final game of the year. Hoover.
Wow, okay.
Championship game.
I'll bet that.
Yep. No, we weren't there.
No, we don't get to do those games.
It was Auburn came down here.
So,
high school.
Yellow Jackets back on offense, and Evans gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage again.
You know, you Theodore, it's not like you've done a bunch of things wrong here defensively, right?
No.
McGill finally made some plays, but everything's highly contested. Keep going at him 100 miles an hour. Keep the pressure on McGill, and you're right in the game. You're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying it up, so no panic yet for Theodore. Just keep on playing defense.
It does feel like the big play capability is more on the McGill offensive side, but not this time as Sheldon Russ gets in there and comes up with a sack.
Yeah, the game started out this way where Theodore's defense was really stingy there, getting a lot of sacks and pressures.
Farr
got away from that because McGill got him away from that by doing a quick pass game.
Tyree Farr in there and bring up 3rd and 13.
This defense, Collier's got guys that play hard.
And they will travel, looks like, huh?
They're going to let the clock just run out here. And we'll walk to the other end of the field.
Yeah, good move by Coach. Let's get out of this 3rd quarter. We got the lead. All the pressure, I think, is on Theodore to get back in this game.
Pin back deep in your own end here on 3rd and 13 coming up to start the 4th. Friday night rivals. This one has lived up to the billing. 2 big powerhouses in 7A battling tonight here at the Lip. Three quarters in the books here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz on the sideline, David Sharp, our statistician, Jared Kihas in the truck, and our great Friday Night Rivals crew here on 3rd and 13.
Go back to the South Fork formation.
Dallas Staffen going to keep this one. Looking to run it to the outside. Now he will, and he's going to complete the first down on 3rd and 13. Vic Lockett.
Wow. That says something about his talent and his abilities. to play wide receiver, play quarterback, and then just run this South Fork formation.
Yeah, and I think that Reggie Malone, number 40, just wants to take a bite out of the turf right now. He's just mad as he can be. He was kind of dodging up there like he might blitz, and then he backed off a little bit. But those linebackers, they lost containment on this guy right there.
Yeah, and it's because of Dallas. He set the blocker up and so that he could make him get around.
Boy, you had a chance to flip the field there. Got him pinned back, and now
big
Arsenault comes back out. Evans versus his flow and gets up to the 40. He'll pick up 8 on first down, maybe 9.
Looking at our guy Malone there.
Yeah, like I
he's
said.
upset.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have a nasty disposition when a team picks up a big third down like that.
So big game for McGill again, but Reggie got in at the end of that play, and he shows you the kind of player he is. He's a no-nonsense kid.
Yeah, he gave him the stare down.
Another 7A Region 1 score to pass along. Both these teams needed a win tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive. Murphy gets it. They beat Davidson 13-7.
Wow.
Evans on 3rd and short has got the first down. Spin still on his feet. Watch out. C.J. Evans all the way inside the 40 down to the 33-yard line. Pick up a 23.
Michael Timms giving chase there. Looked like he wanted to knock the football a lot, but you got to secure the tackle on this guy before he hits the goal post. Good move there. Spin out right there and then just turn the Jets on. Kind of felt him there. You saw him put the ball high and tight.
Wow. And how about this?
Good instinct.
56 seconds into the 4th quarter. A couple big plays on the ground. Coach Collier calls a timeout, and he is out nearly to the hash marks addressing his defense right now.
Yeah, he's not pleased at all. That the big third down run was huge for McGill and really a bad sign for Theodore. And that run right there, good blocking at the point of attack. And, you know, he's just like, guys, we've gone this far.
Yes,
we've come this far to playing solid defense. We can't give it all up now.
Evans over 100 yards rushing on the night now. We got a lot of All-Stars kind of all over the field here tonight, Amanda.
That's right, Jim. You know, the Alabama All-Star game between Alabama and Mississippi is actually happening on December 14th. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to mention that we actually have 3 players that are on the field tonight. We have Corian Wilson with McGill-Toolen. He is actually a defensive back, and he's undecided on which school he wants to go to. We also have Demoy Kennedy, who we've been talking about, Alabama commit. And then the last player that we have on the field is Carlos C.J. Evans with McGill-Toolen, and he's the running back for that team. Jim?
Yep, thank you so much, Amanda. It's great. So we had 5 last week in the game. Tonight we've got 3 at 1st and 10 at the 33. Millsap now goes in motion a little bit. High snap. Arsenault pulls it down. Give it off as Betts gets his first carry out of the backfield tonight. And the safety, Jamarius Moore, brought him down, but not before he gets almost all the way up to the 25.
What a job by Arsenault just to keep his eye on the football. It's high, pull it down, collect it, and hand it off to his back as if the play isn't broken at all.
Like you talked, replaceable parts there on the offense. Now they bring in Betts, who we've seen returning punts all night. Now you hand it off to him. Yeah,
McGill's been this way for a while, too, with a lot of skill guys that if somebody goes down or needs a breath, they're okay.
8 yards on first down, so 2nd and short. Arsenault looking right, wide open, and he airmailed it. He had Jordan Mosley, and he just put too much on it and put it over the top of him. And Coach Scott, the offensive coordinator, those are the ones when you see the formation, you're like, this is going to be a touchdown. We got this one.
Been setting it up all night. He just got a little bit too excited, Arsenault there. Wish you had that one back, as Coach Stallings would say.
Yes, he does. So does everybody seated on this side of the field. And
yeah, you heard the gasping, right?
Yeah, you did hear the gas.
They're collecting gas.
3rd and 2, they take their shot, and now they bring.
And that's what Coach Hill said. They'll do this, do that, take their shots.
That's right.
Dallas step back in, and wow, now 3rd and 7. Going to be coming up after the false start.
It was a perfect time to call the play, too. 2nd and 2. You're moving the ball on the ground. You just had that defense sucked up and primed for that route.
It is 3rd down.
So, what?
It's 3rd now.
Yeah, but they didn't call the penalty on the false start.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they did
mark
not.
the yardage off.
No.
Was a flag thrown?
I don't know. Maybe there was a whistle before.
Maybe they stopped play.
Maybe they had some trouble
Correct
with
the down marker.
Maybe the down marker was maybe they got it. So yeah, they had stopped it. Now Dallas Staffen looking to pass, fires it over the middle, and he's got to complete a huge hit. He got Evans, but not before Evans was drilled. Jamarius Brown, the big safety, but
yeah, he let him know, but in the NFL, he'd be getting that bill, Dan, for leading that with that helmet.
How about Evans?
After the fact, even if they didn't call it.
Holds on to that one. And
good job by that receiver.
I think he led with his shoulder. I mean,
I saw all helmet.
It must have been egregious if Lockett's calling out to the DB.
It wasn't helmet to helmet. It was.
But he led with it. That's good enough on that third level to get a penalty.
Talked about Brown, the big safety. There's some wide receiver as well. Now, 1st and 10 at the 15. McReynolds dances around, and he's up to the 10, maybe the 9.
Yeah, there's the guy that I was saying can hide. He can hide his way into 9 yards, you know, because he's low to the ground. He's got really good balance and good quickness. Only a sophomore, so he's one of these guys who, God willing, we'll be talking about for a few years, Vic.
Yep, good player. By the way, I led with the helmet every play. That's why I can't remember yesterday.
Big Lockett.
Every play.
2nd and 5 from the 10.
Yesterday was my birthday, and you didn't come to the party or anything.
I'm so sorry. I forgot the invitation.
Down, low snap. McReynolds able to get it from Arsenault, and that was
poise of Arsenault.
Yeah, that was nearly disastrous, and a good job by Arsenault not to put a knee on the ground as he goes down to pick that one up.
He's been good. He's been good when the snaps have not been good.
Yes, the poise of that quarterback.
Now what do we have, Vic?
Illegal formation by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So
illegal formation.
Give you an update as we get ready to go to the 4th in the big 6A matchup. Undefeated teams in the region going at it there. Saraland and St. Paul's 28-20. Number 1 ranked Saraland has the lead over the Saints. Saraland jumped out to a 14-0 lead. St. Paul's made it 14-12. Then it was 28-12. And now St. Paul's has battled back to make 28-20.
Well, Saraland gets up 14 at their place. Yeah. They're so good. You're thinking we're in a lot of trouble here. So kudos to St. Paul's.
Yep. So 2nd and 10.
South Fork formation.
Yep. Dallas Staffen, quarterback, pulls it down in the quarterback draw. And tried to go up the middle. Looked like something happened there. It might have something to close quickly as Sheldon Rush made the stop. And
nice job staying home at the linebacker.
Ephraim Johnson-Boykin also in there to help out on the tackle. 3rd and 7.
You know, with this Wildcat formation as a linebacker, you're taught to bail out of there after he passes the deepest back, but there is no deep back there, so it just kind of pushes you in the no man's land and in a crimp.
You can see the indecision, too.
Yes, yes.
Great look at the south end zone here, the lip. And 3rd and 7. Braylon McReynolds in the backfield with Dallas Staffen. Staffen going on a bit of a hard count. And yeah, now it's going to be 3rd and more as McGill moving early there. Kind of started
red ball
on the left side.
False start. Offense.
Tell you what,
5-yard penalty.
Practice next week.
Still 3rd down.
Pretty interesting. Either way, how this turns out for the McGill group.
Metro by T-Mobile flag. And don't forget,
Coach Hill's going to get these penalties corrected. I can assure you of that.
You can switch to Metro by T-Mobile now and take advantage of the best deal in wireless only at Metro. It's a store.
Let's look at
for
Coach Hill
details
there.
Conditions.
He's still smart about that play.
Coach Matt Scott, he doesn't need to be selling houses. He needs to be calling plays, right?
That's the offensive coordinator, the redhead you see there with Coach Hill.
3rd and 12. Staffen keeps it himself. Spins for a few, but not many in 4th down coming up. So now you're up 8. And no hesitation. They send in the field goal.
Yeah, good decision here. I don't think you take a chance on going for it on 4th down. You got the momentum. You got the lead. You don't want to give the momentum back to Theodore. Give them anything to be excited about.
Yeah, this makes
it the more probable kick.
Make it a two-score game.
Yes.
29-yard attempt. Shine has got a big leg.
Dan, whoever has the most scores usually wins the game.
I'm going to trust you on that one.
And Shine sends that one through, and it's 17-6. 17 unanswered by the Yellow Jackets. And they build on their lead with 6:48 to go in the fourth. Andy Citron, Injury Attorneys, Friday Night Rivals, 7A stop. Presented by Alabama Power. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booth at the sideline. And boy, how about the atmosphere here tonight? Student body's always great at McGill. Theodore brings a huge crowd.
Man, they showed up tonight.
And just a great Friday Night Lights atmosphere.
I mean, they're leaving grill marks on the in the parking lot. They're leaving their charcoal bags of charcoal out there.
I'd be up for a little post-game snack if it's still going when I get out there. Short kick and a fair catch called for up at the 30-yard line.
Do you dare put DeMoy Kennedy back at
well, if you plan on getting in the game.
They just look. I mean, they've struggled for, we saw them in the Fairhope game. They struggled to get good big plays going downfield. One big play has come from Kennedy tonight, and you got McGill, who 5.5 minute drive in the second half, and now a 6-minute drive in the second half.
We didn't see much of that before intermission, Jim.
No. Played 17 minutes. And Moore looking to pass middle of the field. He's able to get that one complete to Porter, who's tripped up as he's up near midfield. Picks up 20.
There's a push down the yard.
Yeah. Finally.
So 16th catch of the season to Christian Porter. It's a nice ball by Moore.
Yeah, nice little square in route. Catch the football. If he could have kept his feet, they'd been still running out, Jimbo.
You're right. Near midfield. Rogers, he'll push it into McGill territory. How about this crowd here tonight, Amanda?
Yeah, Jim, it's actually a really great crowd tonight. And, I thought it would be cool to mention that, I'm not on McGill's side right now. I had to come on to the Theodore side. I think it's pretty cool how, the guests come out and show out. It's actually over 3,500 people here at the stadium to watch both teams. And as you can see by the scoreboard, they're here for a really good game. And it's really nice to see a great turnout out here, Jim.
Big crowd here tonight. 6 minutes to go. Moore has time. Now rolls out to the right. Heaves it and closing quickly to get a hand on that one was Xavier Mitchell. He's got
big time play.
3 interceptions on the year, and as that one was taking a little longer to progress, you thought this could not work out possibly well for the Bobcats.
And that's why, because big time player out there, and this is what, again, McGill has. They've always got really good skill people who've got good ball skills.
Discipline, where they're supposed to be.
Ball players.
Yes. Man. Coached up well, all the above.
Very confident football players.
So you're down 11 here, but you got to get a first down, 3rd and 5. You got to keep this drive going if you're the Bobcats. Right back to Rogers, and Rogers is going to do potentially that. We'll see how close. I think he's going to be just a half a yard short from the far side spot.
Really close, Jim.
I'm afraid if he doesn't go for it, he doesn't see the football again, unless he's getting it on a kickoff.
Yeah, you might be right. I think they got to go for this if they don't have it. There's no question.
The clock is still running, and Coach Collier is like, hey, stop the clock while y'all figure out if this is a first down or not. And I think they'll bring the chains out here to measure.
Like he's going to punt it.
Well, I thought they were going to bring the...
They're making substitutions, the Bobcats.
Yeah, I thought they were going to...
Well, now they are going to measure, I guess. What else could they possibly be? Okay, here we go. Well, you're right, Jim. That clock kept rolling while the referees were indecisive about whether to measure or not. That cost Theodore some time.
Precious seconds here.
First down. Oh, no, he changed his mind.
So...
Not a laughing matter south of I-10.
Now, did you see him almost going in motion for first down?
I thought he was going first down.
Then he changed his mind and said, this much.
Yeah, so now they'll bring in a big package in the back. Randall in the backfield. They also bring in Jamarius Brown, who's the safety. Boy, they line up, they go out of the shotgun and really deep, 2 tights. And Rogers is going to have the first down.
Very easy pickup.
Right. It's a long way to go to get that short yardage, though, when you line up that deep.
Yeah, they had a lot of faith, and they blocked it well.
And now you got to see some tempo here out of the Bobcats.
Yeah, 2 scores. They definitely got to score, get the ball back, and score again.
And you only have 1 timeout. Remember, they took a timeout a minute into the third, and then they just took the timeout defensively on that last drive.
Yeah, when McGill was about to call a timeout.
Yep. More pressure coming. Fires. Get it complete, but it's going to be a gain of just a couple.
If that.
That long throw over there to get it off to Raheem Quinney, who's also the backup quarterback.
McGill had somebody screaming off the edge there.
Yeah, that was Reddick Barnes, who coming in from the secondary. As we get down to 4.5, they'll give him 3 on the catch. Moore steps up in the pocket now. Lots of pressure coming. He gets it off, and it's nearly intercepted. Wow. He was lucky to get that one off.
Yeah, this is not Theodore's strong suit, passing the football.
Yep.
They got him out of their
comfort zone.
Yeah, sure.
And you start bringing more pressure. Watch, but
to amp it up even more.
Wow. I mean, Rogers could have gotten called for a hold there, but he was also just trying to save his quarterback's life on that play as well. 3rd and 8. Put it at the far hash. More pressure coming from Barnes again. Dumped it off on the screen. They got it to Rogers, and he's got a first down. Still on his feet. The sophomore rumbles inside the 20.
Wow.
Good call.
That was huge because McGill shows what they think of the quarterback, that they can really pressure him, and he won't be effective, Gavin Moore. But on this play, with the pressure coming at him, he was able to make the pass.
We got a flag here, so he picked up 18.
Late hit.
Metro by T-Mobile. The flag, it's right at the end of the play over on the very far sideline, down at the 18-yard line. You see it there.
If it's after the play, it's after a first down's already been made.
Yep.
It's one thing to consider. Huge play by Theodore.
It was. But they've got to get more of those plays, and they got to get them in a hurry. We're down to 4:15.
Oh, so are we going to see? We must see maybe a blindside block call here. Right at the end of the play, he's already out of bounds. Malik Kennedy.
Blindside block against the offense. They had made the first down, so it will be first down. After the 15-yard penalty, it'll be 1st and 10.
That's a really critical point, is that they got the first down.
Boy, but you know, he's already he's about to step out of bounds.
Yeah.
And 15.
Very unfortunate.
Frustration type block maybe from Kennedy, but wow.
So don't you keep the sticks up forward?
Yeah. But they were they were at the 37. They got it.
So they're just going to get 1st and 10. Huh?
Yeah, they got it all the way down inside the 8. They got it to the 18, and so you back them back up 15 to the 33. 1st and 10, but now down to 4:15 to go. Delayed handoff. Rogers to the 30.
Well executed that delayed handoff.
Yep.
But the thing is, the thing that's going to kill them is the clock. We're at 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And they've got to get 3 or 2 scores. 2.
That's going to get.
They passed the math class.
But Vic Lockett, if we ask you what direction they're heading, you know that. Geography major, right?
Yeah, they're going north or south.
Moore with plenty of time now. He's going to pull it down and slides up to the 25, but he's going to be short of the first down, bring up 3rd down here and again. It's going to be, inside 3:15 when they snap this one again.
They're going to just have the football, and the game's going to be over.
We have not seen Kennedy back on offense. And they'll snap it with 3:16. Rogers right up the middle, still on his feet inside the 15, and they'll stop the clock. Got to take some shots at the end zone here, right, Big Lockett?
Got to do something that's going to produce a point very quickly.
Well, you see what Rodgers does up the middle, and
yeah, I think their shot at the end zone is Rodgers. I really do. Because their perimeter.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, the perimeter passing game has not been much to write home about.
The passing game has almost been non-existent except one little square in.
McGill.
So perhaps they are thinking just like you, Dan. Their shot for the end zone is the tailback.
McGill takes the timeout defensively. And want to honor our Scholastic athletes from Theodore. Caitlin Pierce, 4.57.
Wow. Woo. She took the math class and passed.
Yeah. Tennis, cross-country athlete, National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, English National Honor Society. Theodore Student Council going to study engineering. And she's going to be probably an honor student in the engineering department wherever she decides to go to school as well. So great job there.
It's an honor for whatever school to get her talents.
That's very true.
She'll be going on a scholarship, you would certainly guess. So Robert Greenwood, our old friend Pat Greenwood, Hall of Famer there at McGill-Toolen. His son plays linebacker here, 4.32 GPA. He's kind of in the advanced classes here, loves math and science. He too wants to be an engineer. He's in the top 2% of his class. He's on the physics team and works at Fusakli's.
Nice.
To help us get our food here. I don't know if he actually helps get our food here on Friday nights. He's usually busy, but he's also a big part of Fusakli's. And Fusakli's feeds our crew every Friday night. Thanks to Fusakli's. And grab a sack or a party tray on your way to the tailgate. Watch a game. Get some lemonade. Sack of 20 or 100. First down. More. End zone. Fires, and it's broken up. Coming over to the top to knock that one away. Corey and Wilson. He's going to the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game for plays like that.
And showing you why right there.
Moore, that one kind of wobbling. If he's able to put that a little more in a spiral and just a little bit in front, he's probably got a touchdown. Does stop the clock, which also helps Theodore.
Desperately need this stop of the clock.
Wilson played well on this defense last year for McGill. Screenplay, they get it to Rodgers, and you might have heard McGill's sideline calling for a hold there, and might have saw one, but nothing doing as Hogue makes the stop. And
yeah, Hogue said, you fool me once, you don't fool me twice with that screen. And you just had nothing doing right there.
You got one timeout. If you get this at any point, you've got an onside kick in the games. You don't get it, the game's going to be over, Big Lock.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to have the football, and we'll be packing up.
3rd and 11. Moore, little shoulder fake, now wants to go to the corner of the end zone. Heaves that one up one-handed, but out of bounds as he wanted to get Porter.
Nice catch, just a little, ran out of real estate. A little too far.
Put too much air under that one, and ooh, careful.
So he made the catch, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he was out of bounds.
Right on the touchdown, Jesus.
Let's watch here. Wow.
Should he challenge it?
Yeah. You can tell by Porter's reaction. He thought he made the catch, and I thought he was clearly out of bounds, but now I'm wondering if I didn't get a little confused on the soccer line there at the back of the end zone.
The white line
should be the football.
The deeper line was the one he had to stay inside, and I think he did.
All right, 4th and 11, and McGill going to take another timeout.
Give him time to look at the replay
here.
Maybe overturn it.
Well, they don't have the replay board yet here, and if
it's not going to be overturned anyway.
I know, but if they did, and he wasn't, they probably wouldn't reshow. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, just to he was going up for the one-handed catch, and maybe we get another look at from a truck here to see if he maybe full speed. I thought
create a bit of controversy. Is what you think for the week?
I thought he was clearly out. And then
when I watched the replay,
I think he's out.
I thought he was clearly in.
Yeah, he went up with the one hand and he bobbled it for a second with the one.
That'd be the question.
The one.
Did he have control?
The one hand.
Yeah, that'd be the question.
Well, I guess they weren't able to show us that again.
So this is. They can get a first down without the touchdown here because they're at the 15. So they can get it down to the 4-yard line. But Time becoming a big factor here for the Bobcats. They've scored. Their one touchdown came in a 95-yard run to Kennedy. TJ Richardson.
Fourth down.
Keep your eye out for Jamarius Bowe, number 7, top of the screen. This is the big safety. Moore. McGill sends 3. Moore scrambling, fires, end zone! Broke it up, he had it, he had Brown, who we just talked about, and he didn't. The McGill defender got a hand on it at the end of that one to knock it away.
You can't give these McGill defenders an inch. You know, you've got to be on point.
Moore kept his composure, climbed the pocket.
He did a great job. He gave McGill time to recover, and they generally do.
And Brown was out wide, and so he came all the way back in. Watch Moore gets away.
Yeah, I thought he said he put himself in peril when he stepped up.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Diving to knock it away, I think, was Xavier Mitchell. Oh, what a chance there. And now McGill, with Theodore only having one timeout, giving off to C.J. Evans, and Evans ridden down on that one, and there was Reggie Malone. Let's watch here. Wow.
Nice job. Break that thing up.
Diving and knock it away. And receiver, you like to see your receiver step up and come to the ball a little bit more than waiting for it, but
bang plays, man. It's all happening so fast.
Great play by Moore to get the pass off with heavy pressure.
Yeah, just need to put a lot more fire on that one.
So 2nd and 5 here, and they go back to Daffin, and he's going to keep it himself, and a first down will seal it pretty much here. And tripped up. Great job there as he was trying to get around the edge and was brought down, and now Theodore take their timeout. Nigel Jones stepped up to make the stop, and Theodore does take their last timeout. With 1:24.
Well, this one has been as advertised. The defenses have pretty much run the show tonight, Vic.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, McGill just has a little more discipline, a little more. I thought tonight they hadn't been so disciplined, but just a little bit more skill,
more firepower,
spread it across.
Yeah. How about
their team to make the plays where they had to make the plays?
Yep. How about this score for Pritchard Stadium? Faith Academy 35, Viger 8.
Oof.
7-0 now for Faith Academy. That's 4-0 in the region.
School ball.
They're playing AISA back then.
So winning just follows Jack French around.
Yeah, I think they'll kind of know something.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that it is, he has it.
Mm-hmm.
It.
I mean, he was retired. He was done.
A couple of times.
Hanging with the grandkids over in Fairhope and all that. I mean, that was going to be his plans, remember?
Yep. And he get out of the rocking chair and say, hey, I think I'll go make them good.
and he has.
And you can hear him saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Rams, they scored 28 points in the first half against Viger. They'd scored 27 points total.
Wow.
So
the French effect.
Yeah. So
is McGill going to set on it here?
Get the first.
Try to go a little quarterback sneak, and I believe they have it. They do.
Another Bush push, huh?
Yeah, and that sit on it pretty much.
Will do it. McGill-Toolen going to stay unbeaten on the year. Move to 7-0, 5-0 on the region, and Theodore will not be a team that beats McGill back-to-back years, as Theodore's out of timeouts and timeout.
Very hard-fought win.
Boy, and I think both teams knew they were in a tussle. And Theodore, you see how great that defense is, but just offensively, just really continuing to struggle to put points up on the board.
Well, we've seen in 2 games that we've done Theodore, as good a team as they are, we've seen 2 offensive touchdowns by them. Yep. And one was on a bobbled snap, 95 yards by an incredible athlete.
We're going to call that a defensive touchdown.
We've already seen 1 defensive touchdown from him against Fairhope.
Conventional way.
Yeah.
We saw the unconventional defensive touchdown.
So one more snap, and that'll do it. And McGill-Toolen. So they continue to be so great defensively, giving up 12 a game on average. They cut that in half tonight and give up 6 against the number 6 ranked team in 7A.
Well, you can tell these kids still had that on their mind, and they wanted to avenge that loss, and they came out and did it. Not in McGill fashion, but they did finally win the game.
So McGill-Toolen remains perfect on the year. Well, Amanda trying to get Coach Hill victorious on the sideline. He and Coach Collier had a nice exchange out at midfield. Those two, we were talking to Coach Hill before the game. Coach Collier came up and they gave each other a big hug out at the 50 before we.
And this is what it's all about, great sportsmanship. You lost the football game. Somebody's got to win the football game and shake hands at the end and say, hey, I'll get you next year.
And a whole bunch of players.
See you at church on Sunday.
On each side, your big sizable roster for each squad as we wait for Amanda to try to get through the sea of black and white jerseys there to get to Coach Hill. And now she is able to catch up the victorious head coach Ernest Hill. Let's go down to Amanda on the field. Amanda.
That's right, Jim. I'm with the victorious head coach. I'm with Coach Hill. And, you know, despite the mistakes that were made in the first half of the game, you guys were able to come out on top and get this revenge victory that means so much because last year against Theodore, you guys lost that game. And you talked about how much this game meant to you.
Well, you know, it did. But at the end of the day, it was just another ball game. That's one thing. All our games are important. And but, you know, kudos to Theodore. They did a great job. They had a great game plan. We just made a couple more plays than they did. It's a possibility we could also, you know, we could see them again later on.
That's right, Coach. Now, in your 3 years of coaching, you guys are currently 7-0. You know, what does it mean to be the head coach of this team, and how proud of you of your boys tonight?
Well, you know, we're at a place that, you know, the community is backing us, the student body, our administration, everybody loves us, and all the parents. And these young men, they worked very hard this, you know, all summer, spring. I'm very, very proud of them. They came to play, did a great job. But, you know, we'll celebrate tonight, and we got to go back to work. You know, it was just another game for us.
All right, Coach Hill, congratulations on this victory for you. Homecoming game. It's very exciting. I know you're going to have a great weekend now.
We're going to try.
All right, Ernest Hill, thank you very much.
Jim.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Thanks, Coach Hill. Congratulations. The Yellow Jackets still perfect on the year. They win 17-6 over the Bobcats from Theodore tonight here on Friday Night Rivals. Low-scoring game that we expected tonight here. Theodore coming in with a great defense. McGill, great defense as well. And McGill's defense stingy. They give up the one big play. And our 3 player of the game nominations, Dallas Staffen, C.J. Evans, and Spencer Arsenault, all from your winning McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets. Go to utv44.com to vote. And we'll tell you about that next week at our halftime of our game. Murphy and Baker out in Way West Mobile next week. So for Amanda Booz on the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck, David Sharp, our statistician, our great crew here from the Lip, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Jim Cox saying good night. That was a big play early, but that's all the offense Theodore could muster against this great McGill defense who stays perfect on the season.